Welcome, everybody, to Hideaway Field Live, Premier League Wiffle. Tonight here, we got the Sandvipers. They'll be the visiting team. And we got the Snappers, the home team. Sandvipers 16-14 coming in. It looks like no Adam Tannick tonight. Snappers 13-17. They're kind of hot right now. I believe they've won 4 in a row. Taylor Bryner getting healthier by the minute. Still no Shane Weber, though. Welcome, everyone. Chad Phillips here. Brad Ogden, my color guy tonight. What's going on, Brad?
Not much, Chad. Not much, Chad. Basically, two teams that were excited to turn the calendar from March to April. Both teams were 5-10 in March. The Sandvipers have found their stride. They're 5-1 in April, and the Snappers are 4-2 in April, looking to move up into the middle of that table and get into playoff contention.
Very, very interesting how kind of the bottom of the standings are kind of getting stronger, and the top of the standings, other than the Vaders one's last game, is everything's kind of squeezing together here in the middle of the season, and it's still pretty wide open at this point. Tannick, again, I see him under the line, Brad, but I don't think he's going to drive the 5,000 miles to get here for this one tonight.
No, like I said, one dramatic entry per season, according to the War Chicken. But again, I look for the newest acquisition for the Sandviper, Scott Brewer, to make an impact. He's going to give him something they don't have, which is another pitcher in the rotation. I think it was a mistake to let the Vaders let him go. I think they witnessed that last night when they were a little short on pitching. But yeah, it's going to be TB7 is back, and he's probably the one player in this league that can win a game by himself. And looking at these batting averages, even with the great week they had last week, Taylor, nobody's hitting over 300 in their entire lineup.
Why don't you get to that lineup for us, Brad? They got that Snappers lineup up there.
So it's leading off Taylor Bryner, TB7, 3-time MVP, starting off hitting 274. Ryan Murphy had a big breakout week last week, hitting 216, but he hit a couple of bombs. Jonathan Wilson moving up a couple of spots. He had another big week last week, kind of the same theme. Manny Santillanes coming of age, going to find that 300 form that he has lifetime. David Harley Jr., 3 home runs, 1 home run in each game last week, and bring up the sixth hitter, always in the 6 hole, Brandon Gregg, 213. More known for their defense. Both these teams feature an elite defense. And you see below the line, Greg Kelly, Jesse Capps, 2 elite defensive specialists, probably a gold glove for Jesse Capps, and then Scott Labrado also below the line.
Brendan Gregg has really been heating up on the mound tonight, but I think the story out here at Hideaway Field tonight is this wind. It's no joke. This is some of the toughest wind conditions we've actually played in out here tonight. Batting practice was a show for sure. Guys were hitting them 200 feet with regularity, so the pitchers have their work cut out for them here.
Yeah, I think the defenders are going to have a problem as well. Just getting the ball to the backstop for that out might be a little bit harder because a gust of wind could push it right, push it left, maybe throw it even over the backstop and get 2 bases.
Yeah, this is one of those nights that I fear from the infield because I throw that riser in from the infield and it catches the wind and it'll jump up 10 feet and go over that backstop. So definitely a tricky night. We've got a minute and a half still. It's only 6:03, but we can start if you want. I think we should wait another minute, though.
Jay Buff in the house. What's up, Jay Buff?
All right. For the first time ever, I believe we're actually getting under 90 seconds early here, underway. Taylor Bryner steps in the box. Tom Gannon. Some Cy Young hope after Billy Santiwan had a tough night, and Taylor wastes no time. Hits a rocket out to left that it looks like that's Fliente. Cannot handle it.
Yeah, ball didn't get but 6 feet in the air, but got out in a hurry. I don't think you need to have anybody. This would almost be a night where I think you should go with 3 outfielders the whole night. Not many ground balls.
Yeah, it's going to be a tricky night to play defense out here, and that's going to be the most important part of the night, as there's going to be some runs tonight for sure with this wind blowing out, and if you can't get the outs that are given to you, it's going to be a long night. Good pitch there.
Yeah, so you're going to need to see some strikeouts from these pitchers. They're going to have to keep the balls out of play.
Tom Gannon, 97 strikeouts on the season. I believe he leads the league right now in strikeouts. Looking for 3 to get to 100 tonight.
Yeah, and there's one right off the bat.
That hit the bar? Oh, yeah. Wow. I couldn't even tell. That was, I guess it skimmed the outside of the bar for strike 3. 98 Ks for Gannon on the season. Yeah, Billy gave up maybe 8 or 9 or 10 runs last night and maybe 6 innings or something like that. So his ERA took a little bit of a hit, kind of opening the door to the 2 pitchers you're going to be watching here tonight, Bryner and Gannon.
Yeah, Bryner's wins aren't going to 2-7. He's not. I mean, he's still TB7, but 2-7 ain't even going to get in consideration, no matter how good you are. Too many guys having great seasons on the mound.
Oh, I didn't realize his record was there. The Snappers definitely got off to a tough start this season, and I believe Taylor was experimenting with a bunch of pitches at that point. 1-2 here to Wilson. Good pitch by Gannon for strikeout number 99 on the season. Can he do it in the first inning here?
Yes, I think he does it right here. He's throwing that nasty changeup, and that wind's actually helping his changeup. Arm speed's still up, and that ball's probably 50 miles an hour. Huge difference.
Tom definitely understands this wind and kind of has a repertoire he can change around, and sometimes he's throwing these two pitches, sometimes he's throwing these two pitches, and he's adjusting to the conditions most of the time. Manny just fouled down the line. You see that pylon down there? That's a foul pylon. If it touches it in any manner, it's a foul ball. One wiffle ball.
No, time. Play ball.
Manny down 0-2 again and throws a slider away, trying to hit that outside bar. Tom doesn't really throw over 55 too often, and when he does, it's very much planned. He's able to put his finger in the ball, throw a changeup that doesn't read as hot on the gun. Makes him very difficult to see and hit sometimes. 2-2 count. And he lays off.
And I think he throws those speed pitches to the baseball players that aren't going to recognize it as much or more think they can still hit it.
Tom looks like he took a lot off there and just laid it in, but Manny got a little off balance out in front there, able to get a piece. Another 3-2 pitch coming. He hangs that one in there, and that's way out of here. Manny drives one on 3-2, gives the Snappers a 2-0 lead.
And I think that's 100% attributed to the fact that there's no Tannic here. There's not really a pitcher. Kenny McDowell, Scott Burley. There's not a deep bullpen for either of these teams, but he can't afford to walk out in the first inning.
No, the Snappers have been doing it all season with basically just 3 arms, and they really haven't had to go deeper. And the Sandvipers, once they traded Picone away a month ago, they're really down to 2 pitchers. They're trying to get McDowell going, Hicks going. Somebody else on their bench, too. He had a tough outing a couple weeks ago. Steed, yes. Tough outing against the Night Owls he had there, coming in with that 2-1 lead in the last inning and giving up back-to-back bombs to Mayo and can't remember who hit the other. Oh, Tom. Wind is going to be tricky to pitch through tonight. This should be an array of runs here. Could be a race to 15.
Yeah, we've said that quite a few nights, and we haven't had that happen yet.
Yeah, even last night it looked like it had a good chance. Set 9 runs in the first inning, and then it just kind of settled down. Harley's hit several home runs in the past couple of weeks, including one in each game last week. Tom does not want to walk him there. He really made sure not to walk Manny and gave up the 2-run home run, and then he comes right back with a walk. Tough start. Here's Brandon Gregg. Tom lays an easy slider to the outside, gets up 0-2 again.
I'd like to see a lot of drop balls here. Balls in the ground. He doesn't want to throw anything that gets in the air.
Like that right there. Good pitch, but good recognition by Gregg. Lays off. Not a lot of pitchers throw too many strikes on 0-2 here, so batters have been starting to take a lot more, realizing that the pitcher's trying to throw something nasty that's probably not going to be under 55 and a strike. Let's see what he comes with on 1-2. Foam, I think. Oh, no, it tinked the top.
There's 100.
100 Ks. He does strike out the side there. He does pick up a walk and give up a 2-home run to Manny Santillanes. And it's 2-0 Snappers early.
Yeah, you're going to see the depth pitching. When you just look at these pitching staffs, you're right. The top 2-3 guys eat up 90% of their innings. And this could be a race to 15, but you look at these lineups, too, and you're like, who's going to keep going? Speaking of the lineups, Justin Hicks leading off, hitting 400. I predicted he would break the RBI record. He was getting 90 RBIs this season, but it looks like he's falling a little bit behind. Tom Gannon, the professional wiffle baller. Mark Tavano having a great rookie campaign.
10 bombs.
10 bombs as a rookie, and he's had a couple robbed from him, so he's picking it up. Kenny McDowell has seemed to find his stride midseason as a rookie. Michael Dean, the defensive stalwart, gets the start at the 5-hole, and Glenn Meadows gets a start because no Tannic hitting the DH below the line. Dustin Flinty, Adam Tannic below the line. I don't think he's going to make it, and the newly acquired Scott Burley, probably more for his bullpen arm help.
So some more news on the Vipers here, which we probably should have mentioned before the game, but Jordan Keegan broke his hand today and He's out 6 weeks, which is about 8 weeks left in the season. So Jordan's going to have to work hard. How many games played does he have? Do you have that information?
No, I could look that up, though, for sure.
20 games to be playoff eligible. I'm guessing Jordan's at about 12 or 15 right now. So he's going to have to get healthy fast if he wants to get back in the lineup and playoff eligible. But the Sandvipers need to work around that right now. Glenn Meadows in the 6 hole trying to take his spot here this game.
Yeah, and Glenn Meadows in the 6 hole. I mean, the last two guys in the order are hitting 146 and 077 with only one RBI between them. It's going to be a tough battle against TB7.
That's going to allow Taylor to work around some of the tougher hitters in spots when he needs to and go after the guys that are haven't proven themselves yet. Let's see if Taylor can throw strikes. One of the best strike throwers in PLW history. Little out in front, Hicks. He kind of hung it inside. I think you can get away with that to some righties, and they love to pull those balls foul when they're a little slower. Probably going to come back with something a little faster right now. There it is, 58. Gets Hicks swinging. Good pitch array from Bryner to start. Here's Gannon. Gannon's a hot and cold lately, kind of. He starts the night off hot, and he can really hold a tear all night long. See what he can do against Bryner here. These guys know each other very well. Played a lot of fast pitch tournaments together across the country. Both of these guys can throw 90. .55. It looked pretty slow. That gun might be tricky here early in the night. You see Taylor really taking something off some of these pitches, trying to get ahead. Gannon swings through, and Taylor has 2 quick outs. Looking good early.
But no rest for the weary here. Mark Tavano's got home run power here in the 3 spot as a rookie.
Yeah, he got off to kind of a slow start, and he has 10 home runs, so clearly he's been extremely effective as of late. Keegan, 15 games played, 15, so he needs 2 more series under his belt to be playoff eligible. Bryner makes a good play on a spinner. If that ball bounces a second time, it certainly pulls back and spins, but Bryner jumps on it and has a 1-2-3 start. It's shutdown inning after the Snappers take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, just what the doctor ordered for a team trying to fight, so been a hot team.
Yeah, they swept the Night Owls last week.
And the top of the second is brought to you by Leilani Acuna, the official realtor of the PLW and his families. I don't have the thing in front of me, so if you need real estate in Nevada, reach out to Leilani on her Instagram, which is right there. You can see it. She can handle all your needs. She's a friend of the family, I guess, for the PLW.
She's excellent. We know her very well, and if you guys need any real estate, any houses, you're looking around, at least follow her and see what's out there. Might be able to help you out. What do we got going on here? Right back to the top of the order, huh? Snappers batted 6 in the first.
Yeah.
So right back, here we go with Bryner. Bryner hit a single on the first pitch of the game. Scored on the home run by Santillanes. Oh, that's a high pitch that Taylor usually does more damage to, but doesn't get all of it. Hicks makes an easy catch. Nothing's going to be an easy catch tonight, but that one was pretty routine.
That's as easy as it's going to get tonight. Didn't get above the first level, so run doesn't really affect it.
Here's Ryan Murphy, still in that 2 hole. I'm still questioning that a little bit. He had 2 home runs last week, you said? Yep. All right. He's got the potential. The Snappers looked awesome against the Night Owls last week. Won a high-scoring game, a middle-scoring game, and a 2-0 game to close it. Tom getting to 2-2 here. Does have 1 walk already. A walkout here would be kind of disastrous for the Vipers. Good pitch there. Tom's living on that high slider and gets the swing and miss. 4 strikeouts, 4 outs. I think Tom had passed Purdy and Max Fernandez in strikeouts over the last couple of weeks. He's really been turning it on. Said he wants that Cy Young. He's got a lot of work to do. We're in week 11 here out of 18. We play 54-game season, 3 6-inning games per night, Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. You guys will have Dodos in the booth tomorrow night. Not sure who he's going to be with yet. Good job, Wilson. He's really struggled with his plate discipline over the last couple of seasons, and he's really working on swinging at better pitches. And Tom, 2-2. Expect a strike here. Tom does not want to go full. Oh, Wilson doesn't see that one. Another high. I'm not sure what that was. A riser? Is that 6 strikeouts for him?
That's 5 strikeouts.
Oh, yeah, the
and
pop-up to
and the
Hicks.
pop-up.
What's going on, PLW Nation? We got a gorgeous night here. A windy night, but it's nice and warm, and it's beautiful here in Nevada. Or Nevada.
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 That's all right. All you East Coast guys get it wrong. It is what it is. I find that these guys are going to struggle finding the speed. Like, how hard can they throw it and keep it under 55? Notoriously, Taylor will ramp it up, but Tom not so much. Can they push the envelope and try and throw 60 and it just only registers 55? I mean, that's going to be the key. And can the bottom of this Viper lineup put men on base for Hicks and Gannon? Because if it's just going to be the 1-2 show or Tavano at 3, I don't see them getting to in the first game anyway.
I'm going to agree with that, and it's going to be about, to further on that, it's going to be about getting ahead in the count, because once you're ahead, then you can go to 57 and 58, 59, and batters have to think about protecting at that point. But when you're down 2-1 in the count, and 58's just not going to work most of the time. So first pitch strike's going to be extremely important here for Bryner with this lead. Kyle Lohman and Jim Dodos tomorrow night in the booth.
And that's what we talked about. Threw it a little harder, and it registers 56, so he's still trying to find that speed.
Throwing strikes is going to be a tough task tonight. I got a chance to throw about 60 pitches during BP, and the balls were definitely moving around a little bit. Caps makes a good knockdown, picks it up, takes a step and crow hop and throws it home. 3.81, plenty of time, 1 out.
There's Jesse. So, again, both these teams are built on defense, I would say, more than any other teams in the league. And there's good defense, getting the routine. You've got to make the routine outs.
Yep, the Wiffle gods will not be friendly tonight if they are woken up. Here's Michael Dean in the 5-hole. They've got to try and get one of these next 2 guys on base, give Hicks a shot with a guy on base. I hope Taylor loses that one. You can see the wind just took it right out of his hand, and as a big gust of wind comes through Hideaway Field. Leaves one there. Greg Kelly, real quick to the ground, using his goalie skills, fires it right at Dean, who has to duck out of the way. Ball hits the backstop. 2 quick outs, 5 up, 5 down for Bryner. Here's Glenn Meadows getting one of his first starts of the season.
Yeah, Glenn was impressive in the tryouts, which is why he kind of caught Adam's eye to get drafted. I mean, I noticed him too. Definitely good bat-to-ball skills, but hard crack in this championship lineup.
Definitely. Surprised he didn't take a phone call from Tanik right there and coming through the center field fence again. That's how it went last week. Michael Dean in the 6-hole, he got a phone call. Tanik said, "I'm here, I'm pinch hitting," and it was pretty fun. Dean.
Red light here?
I think a red light here for sure. Good take there, and each pitcher has notched a walk, and Taylor kind of befuddled a little bit out there. He's only trying to throw strikes to Meadows there, and he goes 0 for 4 on that. Now he's got to face the very dangerous Justin Hicks. Tries the screwball, but just doesn't really come back for him. It kind of just fizzles off and falls.
He's more of a dart thrower, kind of just throws it like a dart. Maybe that's hurting him a little bit more here in these conditions.
You can definitely see he's struggling a little bit. The Snappers do have 3 quality pitchers, though, with Brandon Gregg and Justin Wilson behind. A walkout is not as bad for Bryner as it would be for Gannon. Hicks floaters one up. Manny ranges back, makes a good little catch there, and Bryner's through 2.
Yeah, through 2.
2-0 lead. The Snappers staying strong, and their last 2 series have really looked good.
Yeah, so I mean, I did some power rankings after the first half. Statistically, the Snappers play the easiest schedule the second half of the season, and they have a healthy TB7. Do you think they can? One of these teams is making the playoffs, in my opinion, if not both. Which team one of the teams in the top 5 are obviously going to be replaced. I mean, I just think the Snappers can sneak in I think they get to 27 wins.
27 and 27. Is that good enough for fifth? Is that sixth? It's not fourth, I don't think, but it technically could be if the ones and the Vaders just keep wiping everybody out. It's not going to leave a lot of wins for the middle of that pack, and that's when all of a sudden, 29 and 25 might end up being third place by the end of the season, and there could be a real log jam there from third to seventh.
And that's kind of been historically, if you look at this, even when the two tables, 500 got you into the playoffs pretty easily.
Yeah, as one of the teams just kind of runs away and eats up a lot of the wins. It's tough to make up ground in this league, You're sitting at, say, 11 and 19, and you go 2-1. You're 13 and 21. You didn't really get a lot done. You got to sweep out here to really make up distance, and it's very hard to do. Man, he hits a hard grounder. Hicks does a good job getting down on it. Let's see what he does with a throw. Nice little bullet, keeps it down low. Gannon's got one out here in the third.
Yeah, so the ones did win game 3. The first 2 games left everybody breathless. I watched both games last night. So, yeah, the ones did take that series 2-1, but probably the best series in PLW history.
21 home runs last night, and I'm surprised I had a voice left when I left out of this building. What a show.
Yeah, I watched Ryan Chen get 17 RBIs last night.
17 RBIs in one night. That's 6 a game. I think the Night Owls went a month without 17 runs last season. Harley really improving his discipline. Again, another guy who was just too wild at the plate, just offered it too many pitches. Now he's starting to try and get up in the count a little bit. He realizes he's getting a lot better pitches to handle. He's been hitting the ball hard over that 103 sign in left center. Takes a big swing. Gannon, little change-up slider. I'm not sure if he popped his finger out of that one. I couldn't tell. The wind it's hard to hear tonight.
Yeah, it's hard to hear tonight. Can't hear it, but I would have to assume that he would have that. Again, that's the go-to pitch when he gets people out in front.
I got to take one of my earphones off here, I think, so I can actually hear the field.
Purple Viking is saying ones, Vaders, Legends, Bombers, Cajuns, the top 5 at the end of the season.
No Vipers.
No Vipers.
What did he say again? Let me read that again.
Ones, Vaders, Legends, Bombers, Cajuns. He didn't give a particular order, he just kind of emojied it.
Neither of these teams he's got going there. That's good as we see another easy strikeout from Gannon. He's kind of mowing him down. One mistake to Manny. And they did it. It was a mistake to Manny. He was just trying to lay one in there and throw a strike, and Manny made him pay.
Yeah, hindsight's 20/20. But again, with nobody behind him, realistically, he can't afford to walk out in a game against Taylor. You want to try and use as much of his innings as he can and get the win in it. You don't want to lose an inning early.
The big thing out here, though, sometimes is when Gannon throws 6 innings here and the Vipers don't win, now all of a sudden they're basically without Gannon for the rest of the night, down a game, and they're going to have to go elsewhere. So at some point, the Vipers may want to consider, if this game is 4-0, 5-0 later, to save a couple of innings for Gannon so they can try and go get one of the other 2 games here tonight.
Yeah, Tom and I had some discussions about that. He made a couple of decisions when he was managing where he used up an inning of his own to get an out with 2 outs in an inning when they were up 4 or 5 runs. I'm like, hindsight's 20/20. You can always play Monday morning quarterback there, but it looked like he regretted making that move. But at the end of the day, they got the win, so he was just trying to win that game right then and there.
Bryner gets right up ahead against Gannon here. 0-2 quickly. Remember, we start with 1 strike here in PLW. 55 or under to get called strikes. Pitcher can throw as hard as he wants, but if he wants to get a strike called off that pan, it's going to have to be at 55 or under. Yeah, random teams. If you want to enter a team into the relegation tournament, you can. The top 2 contending teams that we have will play against the 2 relegated teams. 10th place auto-relegated. 7th plays 8th, loser plays 9th. Loser of that series joins 10th in that tournament. That comes back fair. Gannon puts a little English on one, finds a double, lead off the 3rd. Slides into 2nd.
And getting that by GK is an accomplishment in itself. But again, that sun field might be pretty dangerous right now. It's just hard to see.
Yeah, they're playing second base right now. The sun is just barely above the wall here behind us, and it's very tough for the second baseman to pick up the ball. The kind of medium line drives are really tricky. You're looking directly in the sun. Here's Tavano, ball one, ball two. One walk for Taylor already. Look for him to come with something that Tavano can handle right here. Tavano punches one up the middle, and Greg, it looked like it was trapped to me. A lot of ground there.
Down.
Dirty single.
Both umpires have it down.
Yep, good calls by umpires for sure. Those are tricky calls. In baseball, you have a glove, so you can always see if the ball goes in the glove or not in the glove. But here, it's very easy for the outfielder to use the ground and roll the ball over. This is a very poor challenge if they are challenging it. No, they're not challenging it.
Just bringing him the flag.
Oh, cool. You could clearly see, even Greg's body language showed that he didn't quite get his hands underneath that.
No, it's dirty.
It looked dirty to me. A little bit of discussion here whether it was clean or dirty. It definitely was dirty. He just didn't get his hands underneath it. He got his hands on it, but not under it. Where are the umpires here? We'd have no third base umpire right now.
They're talking.
Oh, they are?
They're talking over here.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we don't have a third base umpire, though. It's just Cody Runnels and Chris Warfield right now umpiring.
Yeah, stays at third. He still got his hands on it. I think we had it right. The call is right, which I think all that anybody cares about. Make sure the call's right. There's no ulterior motives here. They got it right. Now the wind blowing out. Sack fly here.
Only running you'll see in PLW is Tom is able to tag up and score. As soon as it touches one of the fielders, ball gets back to the mound and the play is over. That's directly up the middle, left side, single. Vipers on the board, 2-1 here. 3 batters in a row on base here. Kind of what Taylor's been struggling with this year. He's kind of getting peppered around a little bit. Not a lot of home runs given up, but he's given up a lot of singles.
Well, I think people have just I think he maybe had lost a pitch or maybe the mystique, or people just give him his best at bat. When you're facing the best guy, you focus a little more. Maybe they're just giving him his best at bat is what I'm thinking it is.
I think they're also not trying to hit a home run as much. They're just trying to make contact and put it in play. Good things happen when you put it in play. Take those home run swings, you end up with weak pop-outs and strikeouts more often than not. Tough task for Bryner here. He needs these 2 outs at the bottom of the order. Dean hits one. That might get out of here. It will. Michael Dean, a wind-aided 3-run home run, and the Vipers have 4 quick ones here in the third to go up 4-2. Michael Dean having a great season here, kind of under the radar.
Yeah, so just so you guys can get a perspective, that was a fly ball to Greg Kelly every other night of the year.
It was. In the middle of the winter, that ball doesn't get out of the infield, but here, as we warned you guys a few weeks ago, that the balls just start flying. Meadows that one's not going to fly. Weak swing there on 0-1. He's got to take a little bit harder cut there. Here's Hicks back up for the 3rd time here in the 3rd inning. 1 out, 4 runs in. Hicks swings through the slider off the inside of the pan.
Wind-powered is the understatement of the day, Purple Viking.
Oh, look at the ball. We had a big gust of wind there again, and you can see the result. Taylor shaking his head, and the pitch going nowhere near where he wanted to. Hicks, great piece of hitting there. Just punches one the other way. Easy double. Bounce just in front of the wall there. And the Vipers have another runner in scoring position.
There's Tom, who started this fiasco with his own double.
Somebody's scoring 15 tonight, Brad. It's going to happen tonight.
Yeah, these teams got the offense in the win. Again, a fly ball that was basically to the third baseman ended up blowing out by at least 4 or 5 feet. So
Gannon hits a fly ball. That might go. That's back, and it's gone! Tom Gannon, an opposite field home run that just barely gets over the wall. Wind took that one, Brad.
Yeah, so again, just a lazy fly ball to left that was caught every other day of the year if that ball is gone. I think this is the hardest wind that we've actually played in maybe since season 1, Bombers Tomahawks.
Season 2 had some wind that summer too, but I would say I agree with you. It's the most wind we've had during games since like last June or July. That's hit well. That's going to go. That ball just didn't come down. Tavano's 11th of the season, and Bryner getting battered around here in the third. 7 runs in for the Vipers. That one was hit well, and it just took off.
Yeah.
There was a big wall of wind for the first month of the season right there, but all of a sudden that wall is cleared and balls are just taking off like airplanes right now. And here's Kenny McDowell. How long does Bryner go?
Well, I don't think Taylor's looking at his numbers. I think he's looking at it's still a game, still a close game. I mean, they can score 5 in their own in the top of the next inning, so just keep it close.
Bryner steps off, waiting for the big gust of wind to go down. McDowell doesn't get too much of that when Greg Kelly makes the call on the catch. 2 outs. Is Michael Dean. He hit a home run in this inning. 3-run bomb. Put him on top 4-2. They've added on a couple more bombs since. Pylon blows over down there. Dean hits another one deep in. They cannot knock it down. It's going to be another double as the ball getting sprayed all over the outfield here in the 3rd inning. Here's Glenn Meadows. Taylor needs this guy bad right now, Brad.
Got to stop the bleeding. Definitely doesn't want to get a walk here, but doesn't want to face Justin Hicks again in this inning.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've really not thinking this right, Brad. Manny at second base this inning really has just not had any reason to be there. He could have been in the outfield as a 3rd outfielder and maybe made one of these plays.
Yeah, tonight the wind is so bad, I would play 3 outfielders the entire game. Okay, ground ball singles, it is what it is, but the doubles are what kills you. You've got an athletic infield as it is with Bryner, Caps, and GK Rabbit. And there's a strikeout to end it.
Yeah, I think you can put Greg Kelly at short and Jesse at second or vice versa and just let them lock down those sides tonight. Maybe against Glenn Meadows you go 3 infielders, but I think the rest of this Vipers lineup is going to be hitting the ball in the outfield 90% of the time here tonight.
Yeah, and I would expect the same out of the snappers as well. The wind is so hard. You want to make the routine, but like I said, the ball hit hard. You can't get to it in time. If you had 3 outfielders, maybe you have a chance. And there's only been 1, 2, 3, 4 ground balls, 5 ground balls hit all day. And one was back to the pitcher. People are desperately trying to lift the ball, see what happens, and the ball in the air is a home run. Any ball hit past the shortstop in the air is a home run.
Pretty much. That is going to be tough. Maybe as the sun sets here, the wind kind of dies down a little bit, but I feel like it's going to be consistent all night.
Yeah, it's supposed to be like this all night until tomorrow. Calm down a little bit tomorrow, pick right back up on Thursday.
Oh, man, don't say that. That's smashed. It looked like a triple. I can't tell exactly, though. I think that got to the wall in the air. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that definitely hit the wall in the air. I think Chris called it 2 bases or 3. I can't tell. 3. Chris has 3 and Runnels have 3. So it is a triple.
That's fine.
Bryner can tag and score, and it's going to be tough for an outfielder to have enough strength to throw it to the backstop. He's going to need to use a cutoff man, I think, tonight if they want to get an out at the plate. So Bryner is probably going to be running on anything that's caught in the outfield.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get it home without a cutoff man.
Yeah, you could see on the replay it did hit the wall in the air. Good to see Dodos in the chat there tonight. Take care of business up there, Dodos. We'll see you up in the booth tomorrow night. 2 quick balls to Murphy. Tom already with 1 walk. Steps off, resets. Definitely going to be throwing a strike on this pitch. Look for the slider. Slider to the outside bar. It's a good one, and it's 2-2. Now the drop maybe, Brad, I think?
Not 2-2.
No?
He won't take the chance to go 3-2. Not with a 5-run lead.
A little quick there. I don't think he really was in rhythm on that pitch, and it is 3-2. Tom has to throw a strike or someone else is going to be pitching. And he does. I expect nothing less. Murphy way out in front of that one. And there's 1 out, just 1 out. That's not 2 outs?
1 out.
1 out.
1 out. Taylor let off with a triple.
Oh. He can still tag up with 1 out. Here's Wilson. Wilson likes the ball up, gets one there, but unable to square it up, just fouls it back. Gannon gets ahead, 0-2. That's a base hit, right side. Gonna score Taylor. Snappers claw within 4. Hi, Mateo. I see you in the chat. Glad you're watching. Manny out in front of that one. Tom at 49. These guys got to wait back a little bit more. They're a little anxious against Tom here, who's featuring a lot of change-ups and slower pitches. Especially on the first pitch, he's really trying to get ahead in the count. It's very important tonight with this wind. Manny got him for a 2-run bomb in the first, but he swings through that one. Tom's got 2 quick outs. Wilson on first.
9 strikeouts through 4.
Wow. Still got 1 out to go here, and it's David Harley Jr. Kind of a all-or-nothing guy here. Ton of power. Tom's not getting that slider to come back very much with this wind. Just kind of staying out there. Very dangerous weather to hang pitches, too. It's so easy to hang one in this weather.
And you can hear the wind.
You can.
In our mics, and that's 48. Like, it's almost like the wind's helping him push it, make it even slower.
It does look that way, and these snappers are all out in front. Harley way out in front of that one. Just gets a tiny little piece. Counts 1-2. 53. It looked a little hot based on how the last pitches are going, but it's 53. It's good, and Gannon battling through. He's only got 6 outs to go.
Sidekick, I'd have to have somebody look that up. Maybe somebody can look that up for us. Most strikeouts. I know that we were talking about it with Taravella a couple weeks ago when he had 13 through 5.
Somebody had 15 or 16, I want to say. Or
I know that season 1, Levi was nasty. One of those games against
13, I think, was Levi's number. Kyle, you got that down there? Who struck out 14 or 15 in a game? I can't remember. Was it Casey?
No, Casey, they were talking about it. He didn't strike anybody out the last. He had 13.
Purdy had 13 in relief that game against the Vipers,
Yeah.
I believe. He came in the first inning in relief, and I think he had 13. Pretty sure it's still 13, Kyle says. I feel like somebody had more, but...
Yeah, I want to say Levi had a bunch, but it was a 5-inning. Max had 14 in one game. Yes, I remember that. But don't know who has the record for most strikeouts in a 6-inning game. I know it was Levi in a 5-inning.
I think that's it. Max 14. I'm pretty sure that was it. He broke the 13 from Levi. Whoa, Taylor gets on the mound, and here comes the wind again. Back to the top of the order. That's a huge gust of wind. Hicks just fights it off, though.
What's up, Kyle?
Will Morris, he had 14 the other night, but I think that was combined on the night over like 8 innings. Hicks hits a hard spinner, and Jesse Capps with a great play, stays with it, gives a little ground, gives himself a little extra range, and he's got those great hands.
Yeah, I think J-Rock struck out 14, but that was spread out over 2 games. I know he struck out 9 in relief in 3 innings, or in 4 innings. So, yeah, but I don't know who got the... Here's Tom. Tom, 2 for 3 with a home run.
Love that you're scoring the game up here, Brad. It's going to make it so good for us to know, give you guys the stats of these players as they come up later in games. Pylon down again. Good job, Wilson, measuring the 1 wiffle ball length. That's done, so if the ball touches the pylon, we know it's 1 wiffle ball foul, and if it doesn't touch the pylon, it's clearly got a piece of the line. Gannon, the dreaded little roller back to Bryner, picks it up, fires home. Off the plate, umpire says. Sometimes the foot and the plate can look kind of similar as the pylon falls again. Get that weight down on the bottom of it, and hopefully it'll stand up. Ground ball to Capps. Kelly cuts him off, picks it up, and tries to airmail it. Went to his ground, but I think the wind helped him and kind of killed that one, because if wind was blowing the other way, that thing was going to be over our heads. And a quick inning for Bryner there.
That's just what the doctor ordered right there, getting out of that inning with no runs through the heart of the order, see if they can come back here in the top of the fifth.
Gannon out for his 5th inning of work. He's going to have to make sure the Vipers win this game as he's expending most of his innings for the evening. 9 innings max for a pitcher. 1 pitch in an inning is considered an inning for that pitcher.
Yeah, but they got McDowell. They added Scott Burley. Justin can pitch a little bit.
You really think Scott Burley is going to be effective with this type of wind tonight?
No, but he pitches. His problem is he pitches to contact. So, but he doesn't walk anybody. I mean, he only has 9 walks on the season in 25 2/3. So he throws to contact. He throws strikes. I mean, I think that's all they need him to do with this elite defense. Even with the wind, they're still an elite defense.
Greg a little out in front of Gannon. Everybody's a little out in front of Gannon right now, not really reading his pitches very well. Gannon uses that kind of flick. He gets his whole arm rotating, but all of his action is coming from his wrist and the flick he gets right before he releases as some tree falls down in front of the batter. Greg fouls it off his forehead. What happened to our viewers up top? I can't see the viewers.
We were at 303 the last time I saw, but it looks like he got moved a little bit. Something going on. They're down there working on it.
Greg misses that one by a foot, and he's the victim to another Gannon K, number 10 or 11.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
He has a chance at the record here with 5 outs to go. Expect Bryner to put it in play here. I don't see a strikeout from this guy. He is just on time. Said his wrist is up to 85% when I asked him before the game. His left wrist, which he broke his thumb in November. He broke his wrist in January. He's been playing one-handed out here. 3-time MVP, reigning Cy Young Award winner. The unquestioned best player in PLW over the last year and a half.
Yeah, I'd argue that at this speed limit, he might be one of the best pitchers in the best players in the country at this speed, at medium speed.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be tough to beat this guy. But Gannon throws that high slider again and gets Bryner waving his 12th strikeout. Number 109 on the season, running away at this point with the strikeout crown, looking to get his nose back in that Cy Young race, which Billy Sandywan opened a door a little bit last night.
Yeah, but the crack is not very big.
No, we'll see if Sandywan's stuff is as effective as this weather keeps warming up. Not a good swing by Murphy there on a pitch way outside. And then he takes that one right down the middle, and Gannon's got 13 strikeouts through 5, and the Vipers have a 4-run lead through 4.5. Looking for a couple of insurance runs here in the bottom of the 5th.
5 strikeouts in a row.
Oof. The guy with 11 pitches, 12 pitches. He put out a pitch tutorial video. It took him like 5 months to make. He released that about a month ago. It's fantastic. It shows you how to throw 12 different pitches, I think, or 11 different pitches in wiffle ball. He doesn't use them all every night. He kind of picks a couple he's going to go with, and he is extremely effective with his decisions.
Yeah, I mean, he just has a repertoire. It's kind of like, hey, you know, you Darvish. I've got 9 pitches, but I'm only throwing 3 tonight because those are the 3 that are working. I know when Tom was a resident of the ranch, every time I came here, no matter what time of day it was, he was on the mound throwing the ball. So he's got a rubber arm. I know he'll pitch every inning of a fast pitch tournament and then follow it right up with showing up here and pitching his max innings here.
4 nastiest pitchers I've ever seen in Major League Baseball. Yu Darvish, Kerry Wood, Pedro Martinez, Clayton Kershaw. All 4 of them have video game stuff and, just electric guys out there on the mound.
Yeah, I mean, I like facing Tom, but I'm probably the difference maker here. Most people don't like to see Tom, and I definitely don't blame him.
Taravella is Cy Young up here, and he's kind of getting his nose in the race for sure. Perfect game last time out. Oh, and Harley can't hang on out there. A McDowell rocket right into his hands. That'll probably go down as an error. And the Vipers have a leadoff runner on base.
Michael Dean 2 for 3 with a bomb and a double, so was the person that got this party started.
Yeah, he definitely is really providing some war in these recent games for these Vipers with Tanek out of town for most of the last month or two. Little flare. Bryner leaps off the mound, makes the easy grab, and he's got the first out of the fifth.
Yeah, Unabomber. I have a friend that got the privilege of catching a winter bullpen session from Greg Maddux at the height of his powers, and the two-seamer that he used to throw. He would call it the Ninja. There's a
double play ball. Jesse throws a slider. It's wide, middle panel. Pick up what you were saying, Brad. Sorry.
Well, so he used to call it the Ninja, and he would say, just hold your hand here and I'll hit the glove. He said it broke 2.5 feet in the last 3 feet.
Oh.
So he said it was an honor to catch him, but he doesn't want to do that, make a living doing that.
Hicks hits one deep, hits one far. It's off Harley's fingertips and over the fence. A 2-run home run. The insurance these Vipers need to lock up game one gives them a 9-3 lead here. Justin Hicks, an RBI monster, probably still has his nose in that MVP race. His pitching really hasn't been here this season. It seems like the MVP ends up going to a two-way player most of the time. Well, Taylor Bryner's won them all, so.
Yeah, it's going to be a new one. It's going to be somebody new this year.
It will be somebody new. The main cast of characters don't have the numbers for MVP now. Tanek included there hasn't made enough games here to get back in that MVP race lately. Gannon hits a rocket. That comes back fair. Manny makes a good play and too quick of a throw, but the ball hit the exact top of the backstop for the third out. A little dangerous there, a little rushed, but he gets it done.
Great play by Manny, maybe a little bit rushed. I mean, sometimes you get that baseball mentality, you bobble it, you think that guy's running down the line. We're always screaming, you've got time, you've got time, you've got plenty of time, so that everybody can gather themselves, get the holes right, especially tonight. You got to get the holes right.
Yeah, you got 100%. And there are a lot of guys in this league that have that baseball clock in their head, and they make a great play ranging to their left or right, and then they just come up and throw too fast because they're used to having to get rid of that right away.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 seconds is about right, though. I mean, by the time the clock starts and the batter hits the ball, drops his bat, and gets moving out of the box, the clock's at 0.5, 0.6, 0.7. So you're really looking at about 4.3 or 4 seconds. And the fastest time from home to first last season in MLB was Ronald Acuna, 4.11 or 4.10. Yeah. So it's pretty right. I mean, catchers take about 4.5, 4.6, 4.7 to get down the line. Good take by Wilson there. Got to lay off of that. Gannon had a walk in the first inning, and he's now here in the 6th inning with this 9-3 lead, looking to lock it down. Wilson hits a hard spinner, and Tavano didn't know too much about that one. It spins past him. You could kind of see that one coming, Brad. That thing had a ton of whip on it.
Ton of whip. He hit it right off the end of the bat. Again, way out in front of that changeup, and just hit it off the end of the bat and hit a corkscrew, and you almost have to turn sideways to get that ball to come to you.
You got to charge it. He's got to charge that there and trap it right when it hits the ground and not let it take that bounce. He was a little too far away from it when it bounced, and you could see it. It bounced straight to his left, and he was unable to account for that. Should have pulled Gannon, save an inning. I don't hate that at all. I think that's very viable with a 6-run lead, but it's also a reason to not give the other team any momentum. But Manny has his second 2-run bomb of this first game. Pretty much the only damage done off of Gannon. It's 9-5. We saw last night, one's down 9-3. They tied it at 9 and won that game in extras.
Yeah, I mean, won it in extras, and there's Manny with 99 career RBIs. One more, and he gets to 100. So big night for Manny.
99 career. I believe there's 13 players with 100 career RBIs. I saw 13. He'd be the 14th to get there.
And GK Rabbit's hitting the nail on the head here. At least they're using all 6 of Tom's run, innings. We kind of talk about that on the Legends bench. If we lose, it's okay. If we use up the Aces innings,
Tom with
another nasty K.
A change up to start the at-bat, having Harley out in front. Then he comes back with something a little harder. directly off the outside of the pole is 14th K.
13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah, 14.
14 Ks, tying the PLW record. He's got 2 outs to go to break it here. Brandon Gregg. That's an easy ground ball back to Gannon. He should maybe throw it away so he can get an extra strikeout, but no, he takes the out.
I don't know what the wind speed is. I'm going to say 20 to 25 sustained, gusts up to 40. It's a 3-club win for sure down into the wind.
Yeah, I got my driver on every hole. And Gannon 1 strike away from a win and a new PLW strikeout record. Bryner in, Gannon kicks, deals. Good layoff by Taylor. Gannon tried to bounce one. I think he's going to come back with that high slider here. He's gotten Taylor run it a couple times tonight.
I'm looking for the drop ball. Looking for the drop.
Foul tip into the zone. Catcher will drop the first. If he fouls it into the zone again, it'll be Gannon's 15th strikeout. 1-2 count. Gannon to Bryner. Sounded like another tip. This one doesn't hit the zone, fortunately for Bryner. He gets another pitch. And he throws it by him for his 15th strikeout. Gannon with a new strikeout mark for PLW. Game 1 goes to the Vipers. Michael Dean with a big home run to give him the lead. And good start for the Vipers. They need it with Tom eating up all 6 of his innings for sure.
Yeah, so if you're going to use 6 innings, you got to get a win. And now it's be judicious and try and get a lead in the next game and try and get him in there again. He's been dominant. He's figured out the win. I think you were right, maybe pulling for that last inning. But again, a little bit of PLW history right there. 15 strikeouts and 18 outs. That's kind of close to Kerry Wood throwing 20 strikeouts and 27. It's kind of the same percentage. So just to give you an idea of what we're talking about here.
Pretty good reason to not pull him and let him get that record and not give the Snappers too much hope there in the last inning because things can happen fast in this kind of win. We see Manny Santianes hit 2 2-run home runs in the loss. Let's see if he can keep it hot. But game 1, we're going to check out here. We'll be back in 15 seconds for game number 2. Don't go away. Welcome back, PLW Nation, in a windy night here at Hideaway Field. We're live.
Wilson and McDowell.
Jonathan Wilson against Kenny McDowell here in game number 2. Snappers looking to answer back. What do you think, Brad?
Yeah, so I mean, a historic performance by Tom Gannon. But the win, we thought it would be a race to 15. I think you're more likely to see that in the games 2 and 3 with the lesser pitchers going. Both TB7 and Tom Gannon used up all of their innings.
Well, only 5 for Bryner.
But they used all their innings in that game. They only got 4 left and 3 left, respectively. So these second-tier pitchers and third guys in the rotation and the bullpen arms are going to have to eat up some innings here. Jonathan Wilson is effective up in the zone with that big slider. No lefties. Only one lefty in the Viper lineup. That's Tom Gannon. I look for Tom Gannon to have a big game today hitting that because I think the wind's going to hurt that slider tonight.
Oh, Wilson and Gannon are 2 of the guys that go at it in these chats as hard as anybody. They love to rib each other a little bit, and we'll see that match up a couple of times here this game. Kenny McDowell really been working on throwing strikes. He's got that big, tall frame, and he's going to have to keep the ball down here. And he talking to him in warm-ups, he's told me he's had a lot of trouble keeping the ball down. And you can take advantage. I mean, the taller hitters, if you can nip the bottom of that zone, you're talking ankle height. So some of these guys have a tough time handling that if you can live down there.
Yeah, if you can stay in the bottom half of the zone, it's just where people are at. It's where people stand. That strike zone is behind you. And Kenny gets that tall frame, tall pitcher, 6'3", 6'4", comes straight over the top. So him finding it early and often will be a big help here. To kind of go through that lineup. And he's kind of figured out the walk bug. He's had a couple of good starts, a couple of bad starts. His ERA is 3.88. 34 innings pitched, but 15 walks. So he's getting a walk every other inning. And, you know, his whip looks like it's just over 1.5 because he's got 33 hits in those 34 innings. So a lot of traffic, and a night with this much wind, traffic is bad.
I'm not sure if you saw that, but McDowell put 4 balls down to his right there on the ground for his next warm-up pitches. And as he went down to bend down and pick them up, they just started rolling away from him. Yeah, and they were rolling toward the outfield as well, if you didn't see that. So, yeah, this wind is not slowing down as of right now. It seems like it's picking up a little bit. The trees are pretty angry out in right center and left center.
Can we open up that the prediction and see what that spread is?
It's a pick'em.
It's a pick'em again.
It's a pick'em again.
Oh, wow. So you're getting good money on your snappers there.
Yeah, it looks like about like plus 290 right now on the snappers, minus 290 on the Vipers. We already got 300,000 points about bet in there. So keep your wiffle points going. Bet big, guys. Get them in there.
Yeah.
We'll give you more. You touch that little link on your screen every 10 minutes, you get 60 points. You vote in these polls, you get some points. And we're ready to go already. Kenny McDowell to Taylor Bryner. First pitch is down and away, ball 1.
I see this game getting ugly. I don't think either one of these pitchers are going to get through 3 innings.
Well, then, you know, a small advantage to the road team.
That was a great play made by me. You guys missed it. Only play I'm going to make all year.
Oh, yeah, I saw you make that. Very casual about it. You don't get points for voting? Oh, vote anyways. You should get points for voting. Like you guys active in the chat, active in the votes. Bryner hits a rocket. It hits the top of the wall. The thing, it rose about a foot halfway through the outfield and hit the top of that Cheers beauty sign. Does he get a free facial for hitting the sign and get the home run, or is it just on a triple?
I honestly don't know. I mean, it looks like that ball actually climbed up the wall. So, I mean, I'd have to check with Emily, but, you know, that's a snapper on snapper crime there.
Maybe a half of a facial he can have? He could just do the left side of his face on that one? That was a laser show. You are not kidding. But that's what Taylor Bryner does, and Kenny McDowell can't be really fazed by that. A solo home run here tonight by Bryner is expected. That one caught a little bit of bar. I could hear that one, and it's 1-2. Great pitch. Tries to go up high there. It's dangerous to be that high there. A little floating. Murphy hits one deep. Is that going to carry? It is. It's gone. And the Snappers have back-to-back home runs to start off game number 2. Trying to answer to that loss, force a rubber match here. A long way to go, though. Race to 15. Visiting team might have a small advantage. They get to bat first. And if they put up 15 in the first, Brad, it's over.
Yeah, it's over. Definitely been a part of that. It wasn't fun, but, you know, with this kind of win, this is the kind of win that happens when you get to those second and third tier pitchers. But you can't let that phase you. You know you're going to score runs. Just try and get the routine outs, keep throwing the ball over the plate, and see what happens.
Watched a little video on YouTube today of a Dodgers comeback against the Padres about 4 years ago. They entered the 9th inning down 9-5. Smash by Wilson, base hit. They entered the 9th inning 9-5, and the Dodgers hit back-to-back home runs to lead off the 9th. Tied at 9, gave up a run top 10, and then Nomar Garciaparra hit a 2-run blast. Bottom 10 to give the Dodgers an 11-10 win in a ridiculous game. Cody Reynolds says, I was at that game. That's not going to get out of here, and Hicks makes an easy little grab. Harley swings through that one a little bit.
GK doing damage, playing and gifting subs. Way to go, GK.
He's got to get that down.
Snappers won the first game. Hollis, my apologies.
No, the Vipers won the first game.
Vipers won the first game.
9-5. McDowell ranges. This is a double play ball. Hicks has plenty of time, but can't execute the throw. Been kind of a theme amongst the good shortstops in this league over the last few weeks, just not completing double plays.
Yeah, the wind's terrible right in their face. It's just hard to get the ball there.
Brandon Gregg takes ball one outside. Hopefully they don't regret that not turning. You got to get every out available to you on defense here tonight.
Brandon Gregg looking to join the hit parade. He was a victim 3 times to Tom Gannon in game 1.
Three quick balls. Gregg in the driver's seat here. Taylor lets him know, if you like it, you swing at it. Let's see if he does. Oh, that was a good one to swing at maybe. And right down the middle at 51, count fills. Harley on first, 2 outs. 2 solo home runs to lead off this game. And Gregg waves at ball 4 away. McDowell does an okay job there. Gives up the 2 solos, works through it, and it's 2-0.
Yeah, so it's the same recipe as last game. They were down 2-0. Manny Santianes hit a 2-run homer. And then the Vipers get through it, and they found their stride. Tom found his stride, and they chipped away. Then they had the big inning. Michael Dean hits the home run, and then all of a sudden the floodgates are open, and here comes the wind. And I just, for a guy who lives up in the zone, Wilson with that big slider, I don't envy him tonight with that wind.
No, let's see if he can find his stuff. He's kind of got 6 sliders, basically. He's got a hard one and a slow one, and he's got 3 different arm angles with it, which creates different types of movements, and he just basically works off of, tries to work the hitter's timing off and mix those sliders up, and then he's got a straight pitch that he tries to sneak through you once in a while. You can see the whip on that curve he throws.
Yeah, I mean, a nasty pitcher for sure. I don't know if the wind's going to hurt him or help him. I guess we'll find out soon, but that wind blowing right in his face with the way he uses the holes and manipulates the holes for his big breaking pitches, hopefully it doesn't do that, but if it does, I think it could be a long night or a quick exit.
Hey, if you're on TikTok right now, get over to Twitch. You're looking at about 10% of the game from TikTok. We got a full production over here on Twitch, so just put that Twitch app on your phone, search Premier WIFFLE, and you should see that live broadcast right there. Let's get this up to 500 viewers here tonight. Wilson to Hicks.
Wow, that was big.
5-foot break on that slider. I'm not sure Wilson's going to be able to control it tonight, and I feel like the ones that are strikes are just going to be hanging. There's the straight ball. Is it going to stay fair? It does. It's already a hit. It's already a hit. There's no throw. It can't go out of play. There's no throw there. Yep. Once the ball landed in the outfield, it's a single. The play is over. The infielder would have to get a piece of the ball before it landed to keep it live to make a play. But once it landed clean in the outfield, he can't throw it away anymore. There's no play.
Yeah, again, I like the 3 outfielders, but I don't think anybody's going to do it 2 set in their ways. But I would definitely look at 3 outfielders right now.
Yeah, I think you're right, Brad. These infielders aren't doing a lot of help out here right now. Jesse Capps, I feel like, is too far up the middle. If Gannon wants to go the other way, he's actually going to go the other way. And Capps is kind of in no man's land there, it looks like, on defense. He's got to push over about 3 or 4 steps to his right. Wilson's arm hanging there a little bit. I don't know what he's doing. Did he hurt himself?
Uh-oh.
He hasn't faced 3 batters yet, but an injury would be allowed to remove him if he's actually hurt.
He threw his arm out.
Oh, this is interesting here.
He hurt it, man. That's not good.
This is not good at all. This is one of their only 3 pitchers. He's laughing, so maybe he's got a cramp up. Pins and needles? I don't know. That's not an effective pitch.
Maybe it's like one of those things where your shoulder pops out from here or there and you just gotta.
When do you play this week, Brad? Tomorrow?
We play Friday.
Friday against the Cajuns.
Friday against the Cajuns.
Wilson with a good pitch and gets Gannon swinging.
Or was that just theatrics on J-Dub's part to get Gannon on a strikeout? Those two kind of go at it. So
That could be some gamesmanship there, but he's still waving that arm out there. I don't know what he did. We need a sideline reporter here to get down there and get a little interview with Wilson after the inning. Sometimes we have that mic set up on the field with a third announcer, and I think it's been really well when we've had that. I like that dynamic a lot. Get inside the players' minds as the game is going on.
yeah, I'd love to see that. Maybe the playoffs will have that as a standard thing going.
I believe we will in the playoffs. Wilson struggling a little bit, down 3-1. Look for Tavano to sit on something right now. Try and tie this game up.
360 viewers right now.
Ball 4, Wilson's first walk. We got almost 20,000 followers on Twitch here, only 300 to go, so tell your friends. Monday through Friday, 6 p.m., you should be watching PLW. I can't even watch a Major League Baseball game anymore after watching this for the last year and a half. It's so boring to me to watch. I can't believe I'm saying that. It's been my life watching MLB, and now I'm a PLW guy.
Well, if you missed last night's series, you missed a gem.
Yeah, you did. 21 home runs again. And Wilson.
Yes, Cuba Dave. He set a record with 15 strikeouts in Game 1.
That's a little pop fly. That should be handleable. Bryner calls it, ranges back. Really smooth, makes the play for the second out of the inning.
So now you got the guy who was kind of the linchpin in that game, that first game, Michael Dean with a home run.
Yeah, he's definitely the guy that got them going, and he had another hit too, I believe. What did he go in Game 1?
He was 2 for 4.
He hit a hard one too and got onto that error as well, and then he doubled, I believe. He's having a good little night here. That's going to hang up for Greg. But it went off the wall in the air. It's a triple. It's going to clear the bases. It's actually a 3-base error off of Brandon Gregg's hands. That one's going to hurt.
You got to make those plays.
Yep.
That's just unfortunate. He's right at the fence. And, again, don't know if the wind moved it a little bit there. Don't know what happened there. But, Scott Burley getting in at bat. I like it.
Burley in the 6-hole this game. He should get a couple of at-bats.
Hitting 250 on the year. 2 for 8. So, didn't get a lot of at-bats. Hopefully found a new home here where he can get rocking and rolling.
Michael Dean doesn't realize that he can have his foot on the line and be in front of it and play that line down there as a base. He's behind it like he's a track star, costing himself one step on that tag up.
2 outs, though. You got 2 outs, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, my bad. Yeah. He looked like he was ready to tag. Oh, and that's 4 balls by Wilson. That error really hurts now, as he would have been out of this inning 2-0. But instead, they have to make a pitching change, and let's see where they go. First and third, 2 outs. Maybe Bryner comes in and gets one batter here.
I wouldn't waste it on one inning. I would go to Jesse Capps or
Brandon Gregg, I think.
Brandon Gregg. Get him. See if he can figure out the wind.
Yeah, this is a tough spot for him, and they're going to have a good discussion over who's going to come in. This team is the shallowest pitching staff in the league. They do not have a 4th pitcher on this roster as of right now.
Yeah, Shane Weber going down with that surgery kind of took away their stud second pitcher. They probably had one of the deeper pitching staffs before he goes down with the injury, and then when he's out with the injury, now they have one of the shallowest pitching staffs.
Yep, that's right. Life after Weber, I've coined it. But life after Weber last week was a 3-way, a 3-0. So they're able to win these games without him. Let's see if Brandon Gregg can dial it in. He's had the walk bugaboo over the years, and this is a tough spot for him. First and third, 2 outs.
Yeah, 41 innings pitched, 43 hits, 24 walks.
It's about a 5 walk per 9 if we want to go MLB style, about 3.5 per 6. A little too many, but as of late, he's kind of put that behind him a little bit. He threw a complete game. I got to interview him 2 weeks ago up here. He was so proud of himself and so happy that he was finally able to get through the entire game. And then last week, I didn't see the games last week for the Snappers, but I'm pretty sure he went deep again last week, and he got a win for them.
Well, I know he pitched a 1-hitter complete game against the Legends in the one game they beat us when we played him about 3 weeks ago. And he was fantastic. He was early strikes, and then the screwball that he throws, he threw it for strikes. We were waiting for it to bounce, let him walk out, and he was throwing it for strikes. And he got a lot of us looking and a lot of weak contact. And, again, the Snappers' defense is elite, so he was able to pitch to his defense and had quite a few strikeouts, but he gave 1 hit. I mean, that 1 hit he paid for with a little ball off the neck from Nick Sansone. But
Nick hits the ball hard. Let's see what Brandon can find out here. He's got a different kind of screwball than some other pitchers. It's kind of a stand-up screwball. That's smashed, and Bryner cuts it off. It's just a single. It's on the left side, so that's just going to advance Burley to second base, but the run scores, and it's 3-2, and that error by Gregg right now, it could be a game changer. It already is a game changer. It could cost them 10 runs here if things don't go well.
Yeah, you got a lot of traffic, 2 outs, and the dangerous Tom Gannon up. If he gets a hit here, there could be at least one more run.
Gannon's got to be patient here with Greg. If already walking Wilson out, if they walk Greg out, now they put Taylor in a really difficult position of whether he comes in to use his last 4 innings or if they have to just go to a pitcher they haven't used all season. Great pitch by Greg there.
Wow. Outside pipe.
That's a screwball. It's a little different from to throw the screwball to lefties because he has to start it way over in the right-hander's batter's box. Normally he's starting his screwball down the middle and letting it fall away to righties, but to throw a screwball to Tom, he's got to come across his body a little more. It changes the control of it. Gannon hits one hard, and that's going to score another run, advance Hicks over to third, and the rally continues. 4 unearned runs. Actually, once the pitching change happens, those 4 are unearned and charged to the starter. But the 2 guys that are on base right now are would-be earned runs to Brandon Gregg.
Yes.
But 4 unearned against Wilson. There's that screwball kind of fading away. The wind took it a little bit. Brandon really needs an out. Keep his team in this game, and that's not going to be an out. That is way out of here. Tavano's 12th on the season, and it's 7-2 Vipers. Tavano got every ounce of that one.
Wow. So definitely wind aided, but that was almost over the big pine tree and then over all the second row of trees. So that might have been in the parking lot of the residence.
It looks like the Rookie of the Year race is down to Eder, Runnels, and that man right there, Tavano, who's trying to take a little nose ahead of the rest of them tonight. What a piece of that ball he got. That went over everything, 197 feet. Another rocket, and the Vipers are making that error hurt as bad as any error in this league has ever hurt. After losing game 1, all you had to do was secure that, and it's 2-0, and they got the sticks in their hand again, but now they are desperate for a third out as Michael Dean gets into the box. Got to get one of these next 2 guys up. If we roll back to Hicks a third time here, oh no. I think that was further than anything Chen hit last night. A little more wind tonight, of course.
Yeah, a lot more wind tonight, but that was out every night of the year.
Yeah.
That was out, doesn't matter what night of the week we're playing.
1 and 2 to Michael Dean. Good chance we don't see Taylor back on the mound at any point in this game the way it's going right now. So the Snappers are going to have to go to a 4th or 5th pitcher at some point if Greg can't get the job done. Taylor's got that one. That's a good play. That ball took off. Might have actually gone over the fence. It was still kind of rising out there, but Taylor makes an easy grab. And the Vipers only get 7. And just like last night, after 1, 7-2.
Yeah, so again, offenses at a premium. I think these are the 2 games where you have the chance to get to 15. The first game is just the 2 best pitchers, 2 of the best pitchers in the league against offenses that are really top heavy. But now you've got pitchers that are in the middle of these things and they're forced to throw strikes because the starters have walked out. So again, I like getting Greg in early to see if he can figure out this win because he will be the starter in game 3 and he can't use up all of his innings here. So it's nice to see the Snappers get a couple of hits here and get back in this game and give them a chance to steal this game.
Yeah, it's tough on a night like tonight. I mean, sometimes you get down 9-2. It's a time to see what you got. Let another guy throw and see what happens. But if another guy throws tonight, I don't think it's going to result in any outs. So it could just jump from 9-2 to 15-2 so fast. You got to go with your best here tonight if you want any chance to win.
Oh yeah, and we talk about this all the time. Play to win the game. Worry about game 3 at game 3. Don't stress about it now. Let's win game 2 now and worry about game 3 in game 3.
Was that a strike? Strike. Hit the bottom of the zone. Tough to tell if it bounced first from our angle, but it clipped the bottom. See what he comes back with an 0-2. Not that, because that is way out of here. He left that up and out over the plate, and Taylor Bryner does not miss up and out over the plate. His second home run of the evening.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not a walk. You have a lead. Just keep throwing strikes. I mean, They've got 4 hits and they have 3 home runs, and they're losing the game. So
Bryner will chase a little bit, though. He doesn't love to walk, and once you get him 0-2, you got to come with something a little quicker and better than that pitch there. That was a freebie for Bryner. You could see it when it was coming. There's a good pitch, a little screwball that kind of tied up Murphy. Dean makes a good throw, 1 out.
all around, nobody has been ejected yet, but that doesn't mean it won't happen. It's only the second game. It's only the second inning. We can still get somebody thrown out tonight, but
let's not do that. We went 4 seasons without any ejections, so we don't need any ejections. Yeah, this is the second game. Vipers won game 1, 9-5 behind 15 strikeouts from Tom Gannon.
And his ERA went up.
His ERA went up. He did give up 5 runs. I believe they were all earned. Wilson, that's a great take. That ball looked hittable. He's swung at that one in the past. Instead, here he spits on it, up in the count. The wind dies down a little bit as Wilson hits one, and Gannon cruises in. The wind is completely stilled out here. We're going to call it 6 miles per hour right now, blowing out.
So if you're new to the show, you're new to the stream, and you see Tom Gannon clap his hands, you are out. He doesn't drop many.
That's going to come back fair, and it's booted a little bit, but Dean has time. Throws it right past Manny's arm. If the ball hits the batter in any manner, he is out, but that one hits the backstop, and he is still out. And just 1 run on a little hanger to Bryner again, but Bryner solo home runs are not going to win this game right now.
Yeah, these games will be won by the guys in the bottom third of the lineup. If you look at the game 1 score box, you didn't see anybody do anything at the bottom of the lineup. It stopped with Manny in the 3-hole. And the Vipers, 4, 5, and 6 got on base. They might not have got hits, but they got on base. Michael Dean hit a home run, got him started. And this is the same recipe here. Kenny McDowell got on base. Michael Dean hit a 3-base error. Scott Burley got a walk and turned that lineup over. We always talk about turning the lineup over. Best hitters in PLW lead off.
That's right, and it's very dangerous to get back to that 7-hole, we'll say, in the first inning. Bat through the 6, you know a couple runs are in, you know there's a guy or 2 on base, and now all of a sudden you got to get a Bryner and a Weber and a Tanek and a Gannon and a Sansone and a Corral.
Anybody. If you look at the top 2 hitters in each lineup, you're facing a monster that you don't want to face with people on base. It's just you don't want to see that person twice in an inning.
With the 6-man lineup, you can roll it back over fast. Here is Burley. Drew a big walk last inning to really open that rally up. Let's see if Greg can throw strikes here. I feel a walkout coming here, and this game might not get through another inning.
Well, he doesn't have a walk yet. Only 2 walks. Both of them are.
Burley's taken here. Nope. He swings and hits a slow roller to Caps, aligns the holes, shorts it. It's an error. Oh, no. Oh, no. The Wiffle gods are already angry with these snappers, and our top Gold Glove candidate just made a really poor throw. Put that on the resume.
Yeah, just a tough night tonight.
Yep. You've really got to take more pride with that throw there. Throw it a little harder. Hicks spins one. That's going to be a tough play. Greg on it. Goes to second. There's no time for that double play. Caps throws it anyways. It's late. Out at second on the fielder's choice. 5-7-9 coming home. Not in time. Under 5 seconds. Normally there's 3 stopwatches, and they're averaged together. If it's under 5, it's an out. Tonight, we only have 2 stopwatches in play as of this moment.
Still a great play, getting that lead runner. Now it takes a clean double to score a run here. So saving a base. We always talk about saving a base, and that was a pretty good job there by Brandon Gregg.
The wind is slowing down a little bit. These conditions are becoming a lot more playable here as the sun is going down.
Yeah, it's supposed to lighten up a lot and then pick back up Thursday morning.
Great pitch by Greg there. A high screwball to the outside. He got Gannon with that one last at bat. Gannon shaking his head, steps back in, down 1-2. Comes with that slider. He's had no control of that thus far. He needs that slider. It's kind of his strike pitch. He can only throw so many screwballs. It's a lot harder to throw screwballs for a strike. He comes back to the screwball. This one doesn't come back, but Gannon waves at it. And he's the first out here of the second. Oh, he's the second out of the second.
Second out of the second. Now you got the dangerous Mark Tavano having a night.
Oh, man. He had a night against us in the wind, too, about a month ago, and he was crushing the ball. Good swing there. He's got a nice compact swing. A little out in front of that one off the end of the bat. Yeah, you might be onto something there, Molten Mike. Caps needs those pants back, but I'm sure Tanek is celebrating the fact that Caps doesn't have those pants on right now.
Please don't wear the pants again.
1-2 pitch. Greg to Tavano. It's a screwball. It's a big spinner. Greg, it's running away from him. It's all over the place, but he finally gets control of it. 4-5-1. The thing was doing a little toilet bowl out there. Good inning by Greg.
Yeah, great inning by Greg. Gets no damage done. Able to get to essentially win the inning. They scored a run. They didn't give up any runs. They cut into that lead, and now you have a chance to score. Again, as the visiting team, you always have a chance to score first and put that pressure on. I mean, unlike MLB, what we did a little stat. I think Kyle did a stat. Over 52% of the time, the visiting team wins the games in PLW. And that might be because they get to hit first, and it's shorter games, and it's the 3 extra innings you don't get.
Obviously not as big of an advantage to be the home team out here. You don't have a home crowd, and you're not traveling to a different location, and the road team being able to bat first can be a tiny advantage in conditions like this. It can be a tiny advantage all the time because you can throw that 5 spot up in the first inning any night and really set the tone first in the night. I know Mr. Tanek in tournaments when we have them, he picks road usually. Mm-hmm. And he also wants to get a lot of times runs scored is the tiebreaker in those tournaments. So that just gets you that extra at bat. And when you're the home team and winning, you don't get that at bat in the last inning by being the visitor. You get all your at bats. And it's decent strategy.
Sandvipers 7, Snappers 3, top of 3, game 2.
Kenny McDowell into his 3rd inning of work here. Gannon threw 6 in game 1. David Harley Jr. up at the plate. 56, just hot. Good pitch by McDowell. Harley catches a break. Count moves 2-2. Harley hits one deep, but the wind has died down, and it doesn't really carry there. He had a lot of topspin on that one, and that's Dustin Fliente able to range forward, make an easy catch. You can see that Leilani sign banner on the wall ripping. That's not going to stay in the park, though. That's way out of here. Brandon Gregg with a good swing, and he cuts a little further into this Vipers lead, 7-4 now. Brandon Gregg's first home run of the evening.
And then they roll that lineup over, and TB7 leading off, coming up to the plate with another chance to get into that lead.
Good job by Brandon Gregg. Snappers one batter at a time here. Keep grinding, get themselves back in the game. We saw the ones do it last night in game 2.
A side kick, I'll let you know. But I don't think Chad's going to fall. He might fall out of the booth, but I don't think he's going to fall on the ground.
Yeah, I'm going to really work on staying on my feet a little bit more over the next few weeks. That's a spinner. Is he going to get it in time? He's not. He's going to attack that one a little harder maybe and just kind of pounce on it before it gets to spin like that. Tough play, though.
Probably better to let it go, but, you won't. Knowing who's up, you maybe try to make the play.
Correct.
Even if you make an error, it's only a single.
Yes.
It's only a single. Almost better to touch it.
Yep. Almost just to, when you have an OPS of 2,000, a single's a win for the defense. Not Taylor's isn't there right now, but he has the potential to be there.
Well, I still predict he's going to hit over 350 this season, so think about that second half.
Wow, I don't know. It's such a... What's he hitting right now?
274 coming into the game.
Oh.
He was hitting 230 going to the last game. He went up 40 points last week.
He was hitting 170 or something, and then he went to 210, 230, 270. So you're probably right. He can get to 350, which would be pretty impressive. And he walks here, and that's another reason why maybe Mark Tavano wants to kind of attack that ball a little harder. And, if he makes the error, he makes the error. But giving himself even a 20% chance to make the play might be worth it. There's another low one, 5 straight from McDowell. Murphy hit a home run in his last at-bat. And he hits another one in this at-bat. See you later, 2-run bomb. Ryan Murphy, and the Snappers cut it to 1 here. Still only the top of the 3rd, 7-6 Vipers.
Yeah, there we go. This is what we talked about, that zero, getting out of that inning with no runs. They didn't get the chance to add on, so this is going to be a dangerous night.
Good piece there by Murphy. Really starting to figure it out here. Still a rookie. He kind of started out with just a bunch of singles, and, he was hitting 250 or so with a bunch of singles, but now the power's coming, and the OPS is rising. And here's J-Dub looking to tie it up, and he does. Way back, deep, and gone over everything. Jonathan Wilson. The home run parade continues, and the Snappers come back and get this one tied up quickly. Race to 15 is on.
Yeah, so this echoes like last night. No lead is safe. No amount of runs is safe. And if you don't score 15, the other team still has a chance to win the game.
The win by 2 rule. Remember, if you're going to get the 15-run mercy, you got to win by 2. So if it's 14-14, and it's the bottom of the 5th even, and the Vipers get a run to make it 15-14, that game is not over yet. And then the Snappers would have to get to 17 in the top of the 6th to walk that off. If they just got to 16, it still wouldn't be over. That's hit through Hicks's legs, and it's a rocket all the way to the wall. Hicks can't get the 5-hole closed in time, and the Snappers have something going here in the 3rd. Vipers had a big 7-run 3rd inning last game. Snappers turning the tables here.
So, clean double, dirty double, doesn't matter. It was a double.
Harley hits one back. Is it going to stay up? No, but it's off the wall in the air. I believe it hit under the Cheers Beauty sign, so no facial for him. But a triple he will be given, and the lead the Snappers have found quickly, 8-7. Wow. We got a hit parade going on here tonight. Here's Brandon Gregg, who just hit a home run. It felt like about 30 seconds ago here. He's back up again.
Yeah, 1 out. Only 1 out in the inning. 3 home runs, a double, a triple, and a walk by Taylor Bryner. That might be the best accomplishment they had of the day, was the walk by Taylor Bryner.
We're going to have more home runs last night and tonight than we did in the winter season. Greg hits a hard grounder. Hicks is going to stay down on that one, though. Just got to make the throw. Runner will hold. He does. 2 outs. Good play by Hicks there. Recovered nicely.
But now, again, the man, the myth, the legend.
Yeah, this is a good spot to just kind of walk him, but that would walk out McDowell, and it's a little tougher to do intentional walks in the PLW. Tough to pull off with the 2-walk rule, and sometimes you got to do it still. Let's see what McDowell's going to feature to Bryner here. Bryner hits one, and that's got a lot of spin on it. Does it get to the wall? It does not, but it does drive in Harley and give the Snappers a 9-7 lead here. TB7 really jumping that average up here tonight. Look for it to be at 300 by the end of the night, Brad, with these conditions.
Yeah, it'll be over 300 by the end of the night.
Ryan Murphy, 2 home runs in this game right now. I'm not sure the Vipers shouldn't maybe change arms here. Show him Hicks or something, because Murphy hits another rocket, clearly seeing McDowell well. It's going to move Taylor to second. And there's 2 on for Wilson, who just hit a monstrous home run over the trees about 45 seconds ago.
Yeah, it's going quick, and that's what the 6-man lineup will do. It's turning over, and then you get in a rhythm, and you can see the same guy within 5 minutes of each other.
6 runs in count. I think it's 6 runs in counting this inning. You are correct. Sandvipers scored 7 in the 3rd in game number 1. The Snappers have 6 here. Sandvipers also scored 7 unearned runs in the 1st inning. That's hit well. That's probably going to get out of here. And it does! Wilson opposite field has found some magic here tonight. A 3-run bomb. Snappers on fire. 9 this inning, and it's 12-7. 1st to 15. Wow. That was a good piece of hitting by Wilson. He's been missing that for the last several months, that late, nice, reactive, opposite field swing. Well done, Jonathan. Are they going to let McDowell just stand out there until this one's over, Brad?
Yeah. Where are you going to use the inning? I mean, why not?
Get Hicks out there. He at least throws harder, and he has an interesting delivery. You got to change something up here. They're 12 runs. I mean, I would have gone through 4 pitchers by now.
Yeah, I think they're just, again, I think the Vipers are of the opinion, if I'm putting my manager hat on, all we got to do is get to the plate. Just get out of here. 5 runs is nothing.
You don't think they're hurting his confidence a little bit here, though? He's kind of getting battered. Dean finds the strike zone. Manny kind of wandering in the wrong direction again. That technically could have been interference if that throw was shorted. Manny should not be walking across Dean's throwing lane there. His job is to run to first base and get out of the way. If I was umpiring there and that ball was short, I'm calling interference on Manny there and it's an out.
Yeah, but again, I think Manny's doing it for a reason.
That's the whole point there.
Yeah.
Clearly he's doing it for a reason. Just like last night we saw Gio run home on a ground ball, and he says today, I was only doing it to deceive the defense. Exactly. That's what we don't want. You're a placeholder.
Yeah.
Placeholders should not be running the bases out here. We're going to get a little stricter on that here going forward. 6 feet. You must maintain within your base at all times until the play is over, unless you're tagging up from third and trying to score.
So here's the big inning. We just got a big inning here out of the Snappers. Can the Vipers answer against Brandon Gregg, who got out of that last inning with no runs? Can this bottom of the Viper lineup, get to Brandon Gregg and get to the top of the order and get 4 or 5 runs here, get Gannon up, get Hicks up in this inning?
You think Bryner's close to the mound here again? I mean, the Snappers are so close to 15. If they can just get 3 outs here, they could probably just win this. So maybe Bryner uses one of his 4 remaining innings?
I think if Brandon gets in trouble, he will. I think he'll come in and try and win this game. I don't think it's a point yet, but he'll... If for some reason Brandon cannot get out of this inning, then yeah, I think you see TB7.
Two and two.
Still doesn't have a walk yet.
Good tip there. Gets a piece. Strawberries. I like strawberries. He reaches down and digs another one out. Caps makes a good play with his hands. Steps and barely gets this one to the backstop. A little tentative on those throws tonight. Jesse, this wind is not his friend sometimes.
Yeah, kind of a flicker. Just kind of flicks the ball. So doesn't throw it hard, but throws it accurately. So
there's Michael Dean in the 5-hole. Definitely got to be patient here with Gregg. No walks, you said, right?
No walks.
So he's okay still. He can get 2 more outs, and they can get 3 runs. This game's over. Dean waves at a back foot slider there. Kind of shakes his head off, tries to regroup, gets back in 1 and 2. Dean waves through a slider right down the middle, and Gregg's got himself 2 quick outs here in the 3rd. Nice shutdown inning after that 9 spot would be just what the Snappers need here. A little low there. Burley back in the box here.
He's been on base both times. E6
and a walk.
And a walk.
He's been showing a lot of patience. Gregg should just get one in there right now. Good choice by Gregg, right at 55. 1 and 2. Good screwball there. 1, 2, 3 for the Snappers and Brandon Gregg in the 3rd. And we move to the 4th with the Snappers up 12-7, 3 runs away from mercying this game.
Yeah, I think it's going to happen this inning. He's throwing way too many strikes. They're going to run him back out there. Might as well not waste any innings if you're not in the game, so to speak. I mean, save those innings, try to win the game, try to win the series, not necessarily win all 3.
I'd still like to see Hicks on the mound here.
I'd like to see somebody on the mound. Just see somebody.
Hicks or Burley.
Burley or Hicks. I mean, you have nothing to lose here. And you want to, whoever's going to start game 3, I'd put him on the mound here. You have nothing to lose. If he gets you out of the inning, great. Maybe you can get in and get another at bat and see if you can get to 15.
Yeah, it can happen fast, as we saw. The Vipers found 7 unearned. Well, 3 ended up being earned, but the error that was made caused all 7 runs to score. 3 of the runs ended up being earned because there was a pitching change in that mix. Here's David Harley Jr. hitting the ball hard against McDowell a couple times here, and that one's no different. It's going to go to Gannon, though, and a good play on a sinking liner. First out of the inning. McDowell not fooling these snappers right now. Here's Brandon Gregg. Good take there. Important to wait for your pitch here tonight. If you can get something you can handle, you can hit it a long way. Ball 2. Brandon Gregg hits a rope into the gap. It's cut off nicely by Fliente out there, held to just a single. And now here's Greg Kelly getting an at-bat.
Greg Kelly, 0.95 this season, but he's putting the good swings on the last couple weeks.
55. That seems like that's how it goes. You come off the bench for your first at-bat, and you see the nastiest pitch out of his hand over the last little bit, and you're down 0-2 quickly. Let's hope he doesn't get too anxious here.
Oh, wow.
That ball, that was a Walker slider.
Absolutely, that was nasty.
Oh, goes for that outside bar and misses it at 58. It's 2-2. Count even quickly. Kelly spoils one. McDowell kicks and deals again. Kelly a little out in front. That was a hanger, Brad.
Yeah, a little more at bats, he would have hit that very well.
Now he throws one hard and down. His count is full. Let's see if he can
McDowell's got a walk already, so he walked out here.
Might be the best thing for the Vipers. But he throws one by Greg Kelly. 54 on the inside. Good pitch by McDowell. He's got 2 outs here. Taylor Bryner up. That was a big out to get, because if he didn't get that out, all of a sudden Taylor Bryner represents the win here. He's better be careful here. Oh, that's tough. That's tough when you're thrown to the 3-time MVP and you throw a great pitch and it reads 56. Bryner hits that one high. It's going to be a tricky play for Fliente, but he makes it. And a good shutdown inning from Kenny McDowell. And this one's not over yet. Vipers still have 9 outs to work with. They could put an 8 spot up and walk this off themselves right now.
Absolutely. For sure. And I think that's what they were thinking. Like, if he can get us through this inning and we can bat, we still have a chance. If we can get in the dugout, we have a chance. We have the offense. The wind's blowing out. You get a couple of these guys on. They start right at the top of the order. They can get 3 runs in a hurry right now.
They certainly can. And love these rules out here. This 15 makes everything really interesting. See if the Snappers can play lockdown defense for Greg here in tough conditions. But the wind is pretty settled right now. There's still some Tier 3 winds up there for sure blowing around. If you get it up high enough, it's going to carry. But as for the low-level stuff, you see these lower liners now aren't really carrying. The outfielders are making plays now, which they weren't in Game 1.
Yeah, so and you're not going to have the Michael Dean fly ball to third base home run. You're not going to have that now. It's over. You still got to get the ball, at least moderately hit to the outfield. The wind will help it get out. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it will. It definitely will help. You got to get it up a little higher and hit it hard, and it'll certainly carry out. Here's Justin Hicks, top of the order for the Vipers. That one's going to roll fair. No, it's not. It's trickling foul. 0-2. Brandon Gregg, no walks yet. Working with this 5-run lead in the bottom of the 4th. Comes in hard. He found that slider, but it's 62. Hicks recognizes. Hicks is known to chase the 57s and 58s, but he sees the 62, takes it. That's whacked up the middle, right off of the Lilani sign, and the leadoff double for the Vipers here. And Justin Hicks to start the 4th. Going to bring up Gannon.
And this is kind of where the fireworks started for the Vipers last time. 3rd inning got them fired up. This time it's the 4th. Can they get something going?
Gannon punches one the other way. It's going to be a tricky play, but Bryner with an amazing leaping catch diving to the ground. It looks like Caps had it. It carried a little too far for him, but Bryner, a stellar defender, making his Gold Glove case right now.
Yeah, so to quote the great Harry Doyle's color man, fly ball caught. What a play.
Here's Devano. He's got a couple of long home runs here tonight. And that's going to spin and not stay fair. I think the pitcher has a better play on that, maybe to lay out in foul ground. A little tricky for the third baseman.
But Taylor Bryner just does not care about his body. Broken his hand twice and laying out on this concrete.
I think that's the first time we've seen him lay out since he's got that cast off. I'm not, he was worried about that originally. The cast offered him, you know, like, oh, my arm is hurt and I got to be careful. But once he had it off, he felt a little unprotected. Good to see him laying out in the outfield, making a spectacular play for his pitcher. Good screwball bearing down on Tavano, can't lay off. And Greg has 2 outs here in the 4th. Here's Kenny McDowell looking to help himself out a little bit.
Just a bit outside. I was ready.
You got dodos tomorrow night. Don't worry. You don't have to listen to me too much longer here. McDowell fouls that, I believe, into the ground. Count goes 1-2. Directly back up the middle, gonna give the Vipers their 8th run here, and they cut it to 12-8. They're saying he touched it, but he missed it by 2 feet, so...
He didn't touch it. No, he didn't touch it. It didn't ricochet, it just went that way.
Yeah, it was just spinning.
Yeah, it's AstroTurf, so basically it's... I don't think it's... We have this thing called... caliche. It's basically as hard as concrete, and it's just covered with one thin layer of artificial turf.
And the ball actually picks up speed off of this sometimes. You hit those ground balls that are hard. They gain speed before they slow down. Dean hits one the other way. Manny ranges over, flips it backhand to Jesse. Little careless, but it was a good flip. Jesse made the catch, and the Snappers just give up 1 run, which they certainly can afford there. 4-run lead going to the 5th.
So, again, they win the inning. So now can they get back in the dugout? That's what they want to do. They want to get back in the dugout, run McDowell out there again. Can he get back in the dugout and give him another opportunity to get the bottom of the order on base and at the top of the order score some runs?
Just 3 runs the Snappers are looking for here. Put this one away. Save their pitchers some innings as well. If they can execute that mercy, then their pitchers don't have to come out for the 5th and the 6th, and that could be a big deal for Game 3.
Yeah, because you still got Wilson. You got all of Wilson's innings. Brandon Gregg's definitely going to start Game 3. And you have 4 innings from Taylor Bryner. They have enough to get through where they can survive again on 3 pitchers, which, you know, I think that's a recipe for disaster in the long run or in a playoff series, but tonight it might be just enough.
It seems to have been just enough since it started happening, and it looked like the Snappers were going to be a little lacking depth with the mound, but their 3 guys have taken care of business over the last month, so we've seen Jesse Caps have to come in a couple of times and get an out here and an out there, but that's been about it.
And Jesse played for my team in the Taco League and was our best pitcher, so we used him a lot, him and JT Church, so you've seen what Church has been doing.
That's deep, it's back, and it's gone. Ryan Murphy with his 3rd home run of this 2nd game gives the Snappers a 13-8 lead. Ryan Murphy really, really picking up steam here for these Snappers.
Like they were hoping he'd be a Johnny Castaneda. He has a similar softball pedigree, and he'll figure it out. His bat-to-ball skills are really excellent. It's just a matter of him figuring out the pitching.
The timing and the pitching and how pitches move out here. And the tough part sometimes is there's 20 different pitches you're going to face out here. So from pitcher to pitcher, the whole pitch repertoire changes, and you got to get readjusted to some brand new pitches.
He tried to hit his man Gio Battistoni in the upper deck cam, just a little out front. Gio.
Let's throw a shout out to our stream team here tonight. You got Chad Phillips and Brad Ogden here in the booth. We got the Lomans, Kyle, and his wife, Jennifer, down in the dungeon. Umpiring, we got Cody Runnels and Chris, the War Chicken Warfield. And up in Skycam, we have Gio Battistoni, who had a pretty monstrous night for those Vaders last night, hitting it hard all night long. See a good screwball by McDowell away to Wilson, can't lay off. And he's got the first out here of the fifth. That's way back and crushed by Santianes, his 100th career PLW RBI, and 100 and 101 for that matter. And I think he just, nobody on base. Nobody on base, solo home run.
100.
100, so it's 14-8 now, and the Snappers are just one run away. I get confused with that third base coach down there coming down the line after the home run. It looks like he was on base, but the next field will not be as diluted on looking at that.
Got a dangerous hitter here. He was trying to get it right there.
Harley looking to walk it off.
He was trying to walk it off,
Swings
no
through
doubt
it.
there.
Balls away. McDowell needs to be careful here. He's got to keep the ball down. He's left way too many pitches up in the zone here. Looking for the bottom bar, but not finding it. 2-2.
He's only got the one walk, so a walk here would walk out.
Yeah, he's one pitch away from that. It's 3-2. Harley steps out, regroups, comes up with a strategy. McDowell steps and kicks. Harley hits a hard one. Hicks stays down on this one, picks it up. Should be an easy play for him. Gets the holes, makes his best throw of the night. And McDowell is one out away from giving his team a chance again to get some runs. Here's Brandon Gregg. He's got a home run this game.
These bats are plastic yellow wiffle ball bats, just like you find at your local drugstore with the ball on top.
Gregg hits one deep. It's gone. It's a walk-off home run. The 15-run mercy rule finally in week 11 comes into play. We're in the 155th game of the season, and finally a team has scored 15 runs. Brandon Gregg, Snappers win.
Yeah, so now we get the ever-important rubber match. And with where these teams are in the standings, a 2-1 is 10 times better than a 1-2. You don't want to go 1-2. You just lost ground on half the league. 2-1, at least you maintain pace with the teams you're trying to catch, and you've distanced yourself from this team because there's a lot of separation going to happen in the next 2 weeks.
Yep, and we saw a home run show by the Snappers there. Ryan Murphy with 3, Brandon Gregg with 2. Bryner had 2, I think. Did Harley hit one? Santianes hit one. I think their whole lineup might have had a home run there.
J-Dub had 2. Taylor had 2. Ryan had 2. Manny had 1. Harley did not have 1. And Brandon Gregg had 2.
Wow, so that's 8 home runs, I think you just counted.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 home runs in that
10
game.
home runs by the Snappers. I've been fortunate enough to witness about 45 home runs in my last 5 games up here. Poor Kenny McDowell gives up 15 runs there, and that's going to be a tough one to handle. We got another game left, guys. It's a rubber match. I wouldn't go anywhere. We'll see you in 15. I can't remember 10 home runs, Wilson. Wilson yelling at me about the home runs that they hit that game. There was so many of them that we kind of lost count there.
Well, he's so excited because he actually got a hit today. So he got a hit today. He couldn't stay in the game longer than 2 batters, though. Walked out and threw his arm out. Threw his arm out throwing a wiffle ball.
And the way he handles that is by yelling at me up here in the booth. I don't blame him, though. I'm easy to yell at. So we got game 3 coming here. It looks like we got Scott Burley going to make his first PLW career start, I think.
I believe so. I don't think he got any starts for the Vaders.
Who's throwing, Taylor? Greg, I'm sure, is throwing. I'm sure it's Brandon Gregg. I shouldn't.
Absolutely. It's got to be Brandon Gregg.
What did he throw there? 4 innings?
Yeah, 4 innings thrown. He got to pick up all the trash from Jonathan Wilson. So he gets the win, comes right in, gets a chance to get 2 wins tonight against this Vipers lineup. If the Snappers hit like they did that last game, it's going to be a long night.
It definitely is. Taylor Bryner still has 4 innings left. Look for Greg to start this game and Taylor to finish this game. And the Snappers, I think they're going to win this one.
Yeah, I mean, they're the hottest. I think one of the hottest teams in the league. I think they're dangerous the second half. A healthy Taylor Bryner makes them a playoff team. Do they have enough time to get to the playoffs, get enough wins?
I think the difference here tonight right now is Manny Santillanes playing well. He's been struggling a little bit, and if him and Ryan Murphy are going to hit as they did, the Snappers are going to be tough to beat right now. We're underway already here. Quick turnarounds tonight. Only 7:50 already into Game 3. We don't even have anybody down in the dungeon right now. We started that game so quickly. Ball 1 to Taylor.
Yeah, Manny was hitting 212 coming into the game. He's a 300 lifetime hitter.
Burley did have 1 start for the Vaders, I'm being told. 1 time he started for the Vaders. Thanks for that information, Nick DeVella. Nick is our Twitch manager from home tonight, running the stream. Probably should start shouting out the stream team Twitch manager as well. Just as important to have him. Burley hangs one, just lobs a cookie to Taylor Bryner, and that is not a recipe for success. Taylor Bryner starts this game off with a 174-foot home run over the left center field wall. 1-0 Snappers.
Yeah, so 3 home runs in his last 4 swings. So
Average up to 300 already, probably.
He's over 300 for sure.
He's got like 6 or 7 hits here anyways, maybe more. Tough night for pitchers here. Somebody's going to have to step up. Gannon still has 3 innings remaining. I'd expect him to get in the game before it's out of control. You think Tanik's calling the shots from Mexico or wherever he is? He's texting Tom, you're in now? Or is Tom managing?
I think Tom's managing. Tom's making the calls. Probably a little input from Hicks.
Burley was just traded from the Vaders over to these Vipers this week for a second-round pick and cash considerations. Vipers have really been lacking that middle relief and fourth arm. And with Tanik out of town, they needed Burley, and he gets an out there off of Dean. Good stop. Hicks steps in, says, I'll throw it, and makes a great one.
Yeah, so again, solos don't hurt unless you give up 10 of them. So let's see if they can stay in the game here.
10 of them. 21 home runs last night. We're probably going to pass that tonight. We probably had 7 in the first game, and I think we probably had 13 that game. Wilson off the pitcher. Burley took a funny hop. Tavano couldn't play it. Gannon does before it gets to the wall, holds Wilson to a single. I think we could leave the bets open for another minute. I don't think we need to close them yet the way these games are going tonight. It's only 1-0 top 1. It's about neutral. Expect each team to score, a run and a half an inning the way things are going tonight.
I got 16 home runs.
There was 17
home runs.
Actually, did you count Bryner's from the first
No.
inning? Okay, so that's 18 then.
18 home runs.
Unofficially, 18 home runs. That's definitely Manny Santillanes' 4th home run of the night, his best night in PLW history. And the Snappers have 3 quick ones here in the top of the first, just like games 1 and 2, jumping all over these Vipers.
And Wilson reached on an error, so that's great.
No, that was a hit. That was yeah. That was a hit. You can't give the pitcher an error on balls that are
not
hit.
at all.
You don't expect pitchers to make plays. It's great if they do. That's kind of a hanger, but Harley gets under it. Hicks ranges out, got to catch it, and does. 2 outs to the 6 hole, and Burley's got to really bear down here and make sure this lineup doesn't roll over like it did last game a couple of times. Need this out. Hold Taylor in that leadoff spot for the second.
Can't get frustrated. 3 runs in the first is kind of standard operating procedure tonight, so can't get frustrated. Keep throwing strikes. Put the ball in play. Know that your offense is going to get you some runs.
Been told Burley has a screwball.
That was it.
I haven't seen an effective one that draws a swing and miss or strike out of it at any point and throws the slider high. That's 1 walk for Burley. The wind was blowing out considerably in game 1. It slowed down a little for game 2. It's kind of swirling back up here, it feels like, for game 3.
Jesse Cap's batting the 7-hole.
Snappers are batting 7 here. Okay.
At least 7.
At least 7, yeah. I think they're going to go with just 7. Greg Kelly would be the other guy that would bat 8th, and he does not have a bat in his hand. I would have liked to have seen them wait to get Jesse until the second time through and have Taylor take that at bat there, see if they can put a big crooked number up and then get Jesse in there. But instead, the kind of Vipers get what they need. They got Taylor stuck in the leadoff spot again for next inning, so he can only do one run damage, and they're only down 3. So look for them to bounce back right now.
Yeah, it's way too early. We've had way too many runs scored and too many home runs. So I'm not expecting Brandon Gregg to be as dominant as he was. They've seen him 3 or 4 times, so let's see if they can figure him out a little bit here. Maybe get some balls in play and get that one big shot, that one ball that gets into the air.
I'm hearing the TikTok stream is kind of loud and you can't really hear much tonight. Well, hear me and get off of TikTok. Get to Twitch. We still got game 3 here to go. We have a full production going on Twitch. 4 cameras, announcers, umpires. You get the full Monty over here on Twitch. So go to Twitch, search Premier Wiffle. You can see that bio in the chat. Click on it and join us on Twitch here. We got about 500 viewers right now. Dodos will be here tomorrow night once again. I hear a loud cry in the chat for Dodos. I don't blame you. You'll have Dodos and Kyle Lohman up here in the booth with you tomorrow night. Tom Gannon on Thursday night, maybe with Adam Couts. Not official yet. Hicks hits one. It's going to come back fair and dropped by Manny just in foul ground.
Just in foul.
Warfield in good position down there to see that foul. That's probably an error, to be honest with you. I'm going to say that is an error, and that if Hicks gets on base, we're going to have to treat that in the stats accordingly. Hicks would still get credit for whatever he does in this at-bat, but it would not be an earned run at the end. But Greg makes a good play and grabs it just in time before it spins away from him. Hard throw. Hicks retired. Good start by Greg.
Yeah, good start by Greg. Way to bounce back off the air. Didn't let it get to him. I think he's still feeling the effects of his error where he dropped a three-run double or 3-run triple and kind of opened the floodgates for the Vipers.
Yeah, they went down 7-2 there in game number 2, and they were come all the way back to put the 15-run mercy on them in the 5th. Vipers didn't get a chance to bat bottom 5 in game 2. I don't remember the Vipers getting mercy too many times in the last 4 seasons.
No.
Maybe once. Gannon hits a ground ball. Manny makes the play, and the throw. Oh, you can see the overthrow there. He swung his arm way too hard to make that throw. He's got to smooth that out a little bit because the harder you whip that arm, the more that ball's going to sink and drop off on you.
So there have been 4 seasons. This is season 4. We had a season 0 where we're kind of trying to figure it out. This is the longest season with 10 teams. We expanded 2 seasons ago. We expanded from 8 to 10. And we've doubled the size of the number of players in the league in the last 3 seasons.
Yeah. Season 1, it was the Snappers over the Calicos, which are now the Night Owls. Season 2 was the Ones over the Snappers. Season 3, it was the Vipers over the Snappers. Snappers made all 3.
Other way around. The Snappers won season 3.
No, the Vipers won season 3.
Oh, the Vipers won season 2, but the Snappers won season 1.
The Snappers, yes,
Yeah,
Snappers over
won
Night
season 1,
Owls, Ones over Snappers, Vipers over Snappers. Season 0, if anybody's interested, was Vipers over Warbirds. Only 5 teams in the league at that point. Vipers were extremely strong in season 0 as everybody was still trying to figure things out. Tavano showing a little patience up here tonight. Yeah, the Calicos is a kick-ass team name. I agree. Nick Davila messed that up, changing that team name over the Night Owls. Calicos was a very strong name. I liked it. Tavano fights off a high screwball.
Yeah, it looks like, again, that's his go-to pitch to throw strikes. 2-2 count. And there's a picture of the 3-time MVP TB7.
Can't lay off of that screwball. Brandon Gregg has found something out there tonight. My best comp for Brandon Gregg in this league is Tanner Roundy. They're somewhat similar pitchers. Both got that tall build, both got that high arm release, and both throw screwballs.
Yeah. And again, both of them have nasty stuff. If they can find the release point and find the strike zone early, they're effective all night. If their problem is when they walk out early and they can't find it. They walk out in 3 hitters and the floodgates are open because they were counted on either in the first game, Brandon Gregg would start game 1, or Tanner Roundy would start in game 1 or game 2 after Billy, and then you have nothing because Billy's used up all his innings in game 1.
Yeah, it's very important to not help somebody like Tanner Roundy out in the first inning, because if you let him find it, he becomes unhittable. If you just let him walk out, then you might get a lesser arm. And I think the Vaders made a mistake last night not getting that ball to Roundy a little earlier in game 3, because he really had found something in game 2 yesterday. Back to the action here. Leadoff hitter up in this 7-man lineup for the Snappers here in game 3. Bryner hit a home run to lead this game off. I believe it was his 4th of the night.
Yeah.
4 home runs tonight for Taylor Bryner.
No, 3 home runs.
3? How many did he come into the game with?
He started with 9. Started the season with 9.
So he's up to 12. Good pitch by Burley. It's trying to come back fair. Dean didn't really look like he had a very good plan with that one. Burley deals again. That's a good slider. He drops down a little bit and kind of throws Taylor off, and that's a notch for Burley, striking out 3-time MVP Taylor Bryner.
Yeah, that was a great pitch. Again, Scott's a hard worker. I like him, and I talk quite a bit while he's on the field, and he says he just goes out to the park by his house, hangs something up, and pitches. He's got a dozen balls, and he just practices.
Hicks not going to let another one between his legs here tonight, and makes a great throw. His throws are coming on strong here as this night has come on. Winds are swirling a little bit, maybe 8 to 10 miles per hour right now. Kind of a little jet stream out to center. Wilson having a very good night at the plate, and I think it's based on his patience. He's not swinging at bad pitches here, which he usually does, and he manages to fight one off, sneak it through that 3-4 hole, and find himself another hit. Jonathan Wilson bringing that average up here tonight.
Yeah, 2 for 4 in the first game, 3 for 5 in the second game, and 2 for 2 in this game.
7 for 13 on the night for Wilson. 7 for 11, 7 for 11.
Yeah, he needed to. His average was 239, so.
It's probably up to like 280, just like that. Dean calls it. Santianas frustrated. And Burley settles down, gets a shutdown inning there, and the Vipers need to get on the board now.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is what Burley does. He pitches to contact. He doesn't induce a lot of weak contact, but he induces contact. And when you have an elite-level defense, if the wind wasn't blowing, I'm not saying that the 2 home runs wouldn't have happened, but he would be in this game, and they're only down 3-0. This is a game where it's not going to be 1-3-0.
No, you're probably right about that here. It's still just the second inning. But Brandon Gregg has really found something out there, and these Vipers need to make an adjustment quickly. I think Brandon has 5 innings left. He didn't throw in game 1, correct? No, Brandon threw a complete game. So
he threw a complete game, and he came in the first. So 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yep, 4 innings.
5. So he's got, this is his 5th, so this will be his 6th inning of work.
Okay, so he can get through 5 here. He cannot throw all 6. I think that gardening glove does have pine tar on it.
I guarantee you that has pine tar on it. He uses it to play softball.
Pine tar is legal as long as you keep it just on the grip and on the glove. You can't put it on your hands in the field to play defense. No gloves in the field are allowed. That sounded like it tinked. It's 55-2, making that
Foam.
unhittable.
Nope.
Foam?
0-2. Nope.
I think it hit. It looked like it was on the outside corner. Where
0-2. 0-2. Great pitch.
Yep, beautiful. Beautiful pitch. Comes back to that slider, which he still really hasn't dialed in yet tonight. It's been hot most of the time and low. Bounces another one. I think that was a screwball. He's basically a 2-pitch pitcher.
but they come out of the same arm slot. And they're equally good. So if he can just find the strike zone often.
There's that screwball. That one seems to be one of the most unhittable pitches in the league right now. Him and Roundy basically throwing the same pitch. Nobody doing very much with it over the past few weeks. Brandon had a tough start to the season on the mound, but as you stated, he had a great start against the Legends. Then he threw a shutout against somebody else, and then last week against the Night Owls, he was effective again. So this is the fourth week in a row that Brandon has really been effective on the mound.
They played the Warbirds last week. We played the Night Owls.
Oh, okay. They swept the Warbirds last week. I think I've gotten that wrong a few times tonight.
Yes.
Everything starts to blend when you watch every night. Caps knocks it down. He's got time to make this throw. He knows it, but he doesn't do it. And Caps not making it happen on defense tonight. And I think this is his second tough night of the season. I had him as a runaway Gold Glove winner, but we've got to knock a couple notches on that right now. And Gold Glove might still be pretty wide open on the infield here this season.
All right, Justin getting it at bat here. 238 on the season. See what he can. It's always been the bottom.
Cody, say it again.
Dustin
Flenty, as I've been corrected on my pronunciation there. Dustin Flenty. Caps is going to get the easy force play at second. Manny makes the throw home. Middle panel for a double play. Manny finds it in under 5 seconds, and the Snappers have 6 quick outs here with a 3-0 lead.
3-0 lead, and you called it. Brandon Gregg is dealing, getting that contact into the ground with that screwball to the right-handers, and just throwing it away, and it's nasty, and throwing it inside to the righties, and they're just beating it into the ground.
I think Hicks is a strong safety playing shortstop, actually. Yeah, no, he's probably a linebacker out there, huh? He's a monster. That's a good comment. And thanks, Molten Mike, for the compliment. I do appreciate that. Very kind of you. I do try out here. I do have a lot of passion for this game out here. I love this league. And I think we got it set up really nice right now. The rules are smooth. And the umpiring has become relatively easy. And we've seen very consistent umpiring over the last couple months from about 15 to 20 different bodies, which is really good to see. We didn't have that in season 1 and 2. It was a tough go.
Well, yeah, and you got a lot of honorable guys out here. We kind of trust each other for the touches and for the dirties. And did they hit the wall? Because lighting is a little bit less than spectacular. Still at a residence, so you can't get crazy with the big lights.
Yeah, the depth to see the wall for the umpires here down along the first and third base line and us announcers is really tricky to see if it actually hit the wall or if he knocked it. That's not going to hit the wall. That's going to go about 70 feet over at David Harley Jr. Is that his first of the night? Or did he have one in game 1?
Yeah, let's see. I got it all right here. Harley. He had one. No, that's his first of the night. Third. He had two in game 1.
2 in game 1. They all blends. That's probably the Snappers' 17th home run tonight?
Yeah, 17th or 18th. They had 10 in game 1. They've got 3 here.
3 in game, I think 3 or 4 in game 1, 10 in game 2, and now 3 here. So that's nice up the middle by Greg. Wastes no time and finds a quick single. Jesse Capps up in the 7 hole now. He hit a big 3-run bomb a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, against yours truly. Put him right back in the game.
Ooh, a good cut by Capps there. When he first came out here, he was a tennis player. He tried to swing with one hand. He didn't really understand baseball and the motions involved to swing the bat, but he's got Mr. Bryner on his team, and Jesse and Taylor have worked so hard over the last year to improve Jesse's swing, and he's looking to find his way into this Snappers lineup. And it's available. The 5 and 6 hole in this Snappers lineup seems to be open, but Jesse's not going to win any favors with that swing.
Mercy rule is 10 after 3, or 15, period. If you score 15 and you're up by 2, you win the game right then and there.
Big swing from Bryner. Burley ahead 0-2 quickly. Bryner swings. That's going to be deep. It's going to be up. And a great grab by Gannon with one hand. Bringing on the Josh Atkinson play from last week. Very similar looking play just over the wall. Gannon with a well-timed jump. Sticks in the palm of his hand. And a big out. Can't afford to get down anymore, but they're going to go down more as Ryan Murphy hits his 5th home run of the night way over the fence. And the Snappers are up 6-0 here in the 3rd, pouring it on tonight.
Dangerous team if he starts hitting. If he starts finding his groove, now you've not found a replacement for Shane Weber. That's impossible. But you found a formidable bat in that 2-hole to give Taylor some protection.
Yeah, the Snappers have been playing around with that lineup in the last few weeks, not understanding how they're going to form it. But with Ryan Murphy hitting with this much power, the lineup really takes shape. Snappers gonna bite and are doing so. Here's Jonathan Wilson, who's been pretty hot here tonight. 7 hits, we decided, all unofficial here, but certainly what Wilson needed. Get his average back up near 300.
Yeah, so Ryan Murphy had 4 strikeouts in game 1, got the golden sombrero against Tom Gannon, and now he's got 4 home runs since then.
Wow. Yeah, Gannon's pretty much a lock for a Gold Glove. I mean, it's hard to not give him one. He's a premier defender. He won the Platinum Glove in Season 1, and I believe he just won Gold Gloves in Season 2 and 3. The number 1 Gold Glove is a Platinum Glove here. I believe Couts has one, and Gannon has one. That was a good change-up. Had Wilson waving at it. And a good job by Burley, just to give up the 2 runs, I guess.
Yeah, he
Or was
gave
it
it
three?
3 runs. 3
yeah.
runs. But again, he's going to get the innings here. He's going to play with an elite defense, and he's going to learn from Tom Gannon and Adam Tannick. He will be their 3rd starter. Eventually, I think he'll take over for McDowell, or he'll be their middle relief guy that come in and pitch twice in a series, and McDowell will replace him, or whatever they're going to. But they've added a legit arm. I think Burley is a PLW pitcher. Just needs a little bit more seasoning, a little bit more experience.
Yeah, it's tough sledding out here, learning how to pitch. I mean, I stated before Season 3 that no rookie will be effective on the mound. I might have been a little off. I think there was 1 or 2 that ended up being effective by the end of the season, but in all reality, it's extremely tough, and it takes a good 20 appearances out on that mound to start to become an effective pitcher in this league.
Yeah, they figure you out. Taylor Roundy, we figured him out after Season 1. He was that's why he won Rookie of the Year, because he could pitch. And then Andrew Leday came in. Once he started pitching, he became unhittable.
You're right about that. People have seen some film on him now and made some small adjustments, but Andrew's got some really good pitch selection, and boy, his bat is deadly. Rocket at Caps. It's a 3rd one. It's been a rocket at him, and he hasn't been able to catch it, but this one he knocks down like the first play of the night. He did the same thing, but he makes
by
this
the same
play.
guy. Same guy. Line drive right at him.
Oh, that's right. That's how we started this night off, and Jesse's defense is a little subpar here tonight. Good play there to recover, make a good throw. Remember here's Gannon. Got that Gannon catch clipped there if you guys want to take another look. Gannon's home run robbery from a minute ago. Able to use those long arms with a well-timed jump to take that away. Just misses there. Not a lot Gannon could do with that pitch. It's a good take. Now he finds himself in the driver's seat here. Look for a bomb here, Brad.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised. He's going to dial in here 2-1. Oh, just beats it to the ground.
Yeah, it was a good pitch. It had a little wrinkle to it, that pitch, and Gannon got a little fooled and just kind of beated it into the ground.
Yeah, I think he thought it was going to break a little more, and it didn't quite break as much. And that's the beauty of wiffle ball. If you can just throw the ball in the pan, you can get people out with just subtle movement, because it just doesn't move as much as you think, or it moves just a little more than you want.
Yeah, the bat's extremely thin and can be tough to square up if you're not right on it. And there's another one that's not squared up. Brandon Gregg dealing right now here tonight. And that's, I believe he's through like 6 scoreless innings in a row now.
Yeah, so he's given up, well, we don't want to say that, but there's none of those right now.
Yeah, because all the runs were scored by the Vipers in the first inning last game. So
yeah, so I, again, don't know if any of those runs attributed to him after the walkout, because there were
3 of them. He gave up 3 in that first.
3 in the first, but he's 6 straight with 1 hit.
Chad Phillips here, Brad Ogden here. We got a great night of wiffle ball here. We're watching a rubber match right now. The Snappers on fire over the last hour, over the last 7 or 8 innings here. And they've put in the smackdown here right now, up 6-0 halfway through this game.
Yeah, now they're going to Tom Gannon, so they're looking to keep the score right here. There's only another 2 innings from Brandon Gregg, so Tom's going to insert himself here, try to keep this at 6-0, still reachable at 6-0 in the PLW. So going to try and shut him down here. Burley gave him a good start. Just win, not your friend today.
Good decision to get Gannon in here. He'll use all his 9 innings up today. Remember, it's 9 innings max for a pitcher here in PLW. Gannon did throw 6 in game 1 in a win. Do you have Tom's record?
Tom came into the season with he was 7-1-2, 2 saves on the year. Got his first loss, 1.53 ERA, 66 2/3. He's over 100 strikeouts now with that new record, but he only had 13 walks in 66 innings.
Whew. He's been really dominant this season. Looking to keep this game where it's at and give his Vipers a chance to get those bats going. Again, Brandon Gregg can only pitch through the 5th inning in this game, so somebody else will have to throw the 6th. Good pitch. Manny hit 2 bombs.
Off Tom in that game.
Manny did hit 2 home runs off again, and in game number 1, hit a 3rd home run in game number 2. He has 100 RBIs in his career, the 14th player to attain that mark. Little loopy ball. Hicks makes a good play. That ball had a lot of spin on it and a great throw. Hicks coming on strong here these past several innings on defense.
Can Tom get him in the dugout, down, get a 1-2-3 inning here, get him back in the dugout?
Series scores 1-1, Evan. Vipers won game 1 9-5 behind a complete game by Gannon, 15 strikeouts. Game 2 went to the Snappers, even though the Vipers took a 7-2 lead. The Snappers ripped off 13 in a row to take that game 15-7 or 15-8 maybe. Hard hit there. Good job by Dean. To the machine. Hicks with the beautiful throw again, and Gannon's got 2 quick outs. You can't log off, Taravella. What are you talking about? You don't log off because you're losing a bet. What kind of attitude is that? Root your team on.
Well, I don't know why he's betting on this. It's the curse of the trench. Come on.
Yeah, well, he's got to, earn that loss here at least and watch the whole thing through. Where's Dodos got his points this game? Dodos, who you got? Looks like you're getting about plus 175 on the Vipers, minus 175 on the Snappers on your points in this game. Tom tries for that drop to the top bar. Doesn't come down in time. Count goes to 3-1. He's got to throw a strike here. And does. Brandon takes a good swing, fouls it off. Count fills. Look for Tom to just lay another one in there, Brad. I don't see him trying to do too much tricky here.
Yeah, I mean, just throw strikes.
We can't go by the graphic, the little discrepancy in the count. The graphic doesn't necessarily mean anything, but 2-2 has been agreed. 2-2 we're going to go.
That's a Taco League thing. If you have to ask, it's 2-2.
Yeah, that's a good job by Gannon to a shutdown inning there and give his Vipers a chance here. They still got 9 outs to work with the bats. Still got a chance.
But they need to get the bats going. They need to get something going. They've only had the 1 base runner so far, and Brandon Gray has been dealing since he came into the game in this first inning of game 2.
Let's get TikTok on over here to Twitch. One more chance, guys, on TikTok. You got 3 innings left here. We got a full production going over on Twitch. You're just watching a small piece of 1 camera angle. We got 4 cameras. We got announcers, umpires, and a full production going over here on Twitch. So get that Twitch app on your phone, search Premier WIFFLE, or just click that link in the bio on TikTok and head on over to Twitch. Great job tonight here. What do we got for the rest of the week? You got the schedule over there, Brad? Tomorrow night we got...
Tomorrow night. So tomorrow is April the 20th. You got Bombers Night Owls.
Bombers Night Owls Wednesday.
Lightning Warbirds. Oh, there we go. There's the graphic. And then we end the week with Legends at Cajuns.
Bunch of good matchups there. These games all have so much meaning here now, past the halfway point in the season. Every one of the 10 spots in the PLW standings have more value than the one below it.
Yeah, so you got these next 2 weeks, going to be some separation. A lot of the teams playing each other are going to battle each other. You got top of the table versus bottom of the table, or 2 teams in the middle, and they can separate from each other or even pull further away from the teams at the bottom. So big week for everybody.
Yeah,
And
ninth and 10th, Warbirds and Lightning in ninth and 10th, and, we're 3 games behind 8th at this point. So that's a big series as well. One of those teams needs to try and sweep and get back into it.
And you have the trade deadline still, 2 weeks away, week 13?
End of week 13.
End of week
This
13.
is week 11. So, yeah, we got about 16 days before the trade deadline.
I know there's a couple guys still out there trying to look to add some players.
Brandon Gregg really keeping the ball down well. Dean gets a good piece of that. Not enough extension, though, and Bryner makes a good play out in front of the Cheers beauty sign. Brandon Gregg is dealing right now, and he's been dealing for a month, and maybe he's in the Cy Young conversation. Slowly, little down-ballot guy, really picking up steam. Another beautiful pitch to the bottom. That's a little hot, though, so it's going to go as a ball. 55 or under to get called strikes. Dustin Flentai. I think that he needs to have the take sign here. They need to get a base runner right now to get this top of the lineup up and give him a chance to get a crooked number here and get back in this game. That's a little bit of a hanger and hammers it up the middle. I would have called that left side if I had to. It was directly over the bag. Taylor with a great sliding play out there to keep it at just one base.
Yeah, it's a first hit of the evening. Flintai gets on the board. Put 2 balls in play here. Now let's see if Hicksy can get a little fire started.
Looks like I'm seeing the Night Owls line up for tomorrow night, and Randy Dalby is in town for tomorrow for the Night Owls.
Yeah, I had some conversations with the manager himself. He said he's going to have Stein or Dalby at least one the rest of the season in every series. So that's huge for them. That makes them a very dangerous team. Randy Dalby, again, one of the few players in this league that can win an entire series by himself.
The Night Owls are the only team in the league that could end up in last, and they could end up winning the championship, I think. And it's all dependent on their attendance from these out-of-town studs that sometimes they can get down here. I think they're both making 7 out of 18 series, Stein and Dalby, and they're back-weighted to the back half of the season, so we're going to see a lot of those two guys down the stretch. Hicks hits a missile that's rising and gone! What a shot by Justin Hicks! That thing never stopped rising. It was under the pitcher's arm as it went past him and ended up carrying over the fence, showing you how much power this guy has.
Manny says I touched it. It's a dirty home run at second base. That ball was right out of the top.
Wow, I don't know if I've seen too many hits like that out here in PLW. Let's catch that replay. Maybe not.
That looked like our guy J-Rock on the other night where he hit that laser where Battistoni ducks as the umpire at third and it goes out.
Yes, that's right. And Stevenson hit that riser just inside the pole last week. First notch on Brandon Gregg here in game number 3. Still working with a 4-run lead. Just needs one more out to get out of this 4th inning.
So who drafted Robles? The one and only Sandviper drafted Jordan Robles.
Supposedly he's a teacher or something to that nature, and he has the whole summer off. So we're expecting to see a bunch of Jordan Robles, one of the top 5 ranked players in the country, I believe, on this Vipers team in the next season. Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6 times, and we'll see what happens. Excited to see him play out here and how he can adjust to PLW standards and timing, and it's not easy to do, even for the greatest.
Yeah, I get to play against him in the summer tournament, over the summer, first at bat home run.
Oh, nice. They won the championship, though, with Dalby and Davila and Robles. Gannon hits a hard one. Bryner looks great ranging over there. Under full control, knew exactly what that ball was doing. Secures the out, and it's a 6-2 lead going into the 5th.
Top of 5th inning, the offense is kind of slowed down a little bit here. Gannon's going back to the mound, but now I believe you're going to see TB7 to close out the game. It's a spot for him to pick it up and get this win and secure the series victory.
I like going to Bryner right away in the 5th as well. Save Brandon 1 inning, and if Taylor gets in trouble in the last inning, they can come back to Brandon if they need to. Give them an out, an option, because if he finishes his innings and then Taylor gets in trouble in the 6th, they're going to have to go to Wilson, and I don't think they want to do that tonight. Wilson was not very effective tonight in this weather.
And he was shaking his arm like he might have hurt his arm.
Correct.
In that, so that might be a contributor to why he was a little wild in that first inning of game 2.
Yep, that's right. Plus, Taylor will be save rules in PLW are pretty much the same as MLB. If you start the last inning with a 3-run lead or less, it's a save situation. If you come in with the tying run in the on-deck circle, it's a save situation. And if you throw 2 clean innings with any score to close a game, and they're effective enough in the scorer's eyes, you'll get a save for that as well. That rule in MLB is 3 innings. It's 2 here.
Well, it looks like Kyle Lohman sounded off that nope, Jordan Robles is going to play MLW.
Oh, I can still have hope. Good one. Hicks closes the 5-hole up well. We saw that one sneak through earlier. Hicks has had 3 chances to close that 5-hole since. He's done so successfully every time, and his Gold Glove status is rising. Although he's had 2 nights this season on defense where he has really struggled. He's had a couple of 4-error nights, and he looks like he's hurting out there a little bit. I think he's a little sick. He's got a sinus-type infection, and I'm not sure he's feeling 100% here tonight.
Yeah, and this wind is terrible. And if you have allergies, the ranch is not a place to be. A lot of trees, a lot of vegetation, a lot of pollen.
Taylor rolls one over. Dean throws one to the short part of the backstop over here. Looked a little funny, but no problem at all for Dean. 2 quick outs for Gannon, looking to shut down inning. If they can get 2-2-2, they'll have it tied up. Gannon will be out of innings, though, as extra innings now do count toward a pitcher's total. Gannon has 2 innings left. This is his 8th of the night. Murphy a little late on that pitch. Fouls it back. Gannon working ahead most of the night. 15 strikeouts in game number 1 to set a new PLW record. If you weren't tuned in, high slider.
And he got Ryan Murphy 4 times in that game.
Oof. Tough matchup here for Murphy, clearly. Drop ball, but it hung a little bit. Put a good swing on it. Tavano makes a good play and throws it out. Gannon with another 1-2-3 inning, and he's dealing.
Back-to-back, all ground balls and 1 strikeout. No balls in the air, looking effective.
Got Chad Phillips and Brad Ogden here bringing you a good night of wiffle ball. This is the rubber match. Snappers jumped on the Sandvipers early here. 2-run home run last inning by Justin Hicks that never stopped rising. Got the Vipers on the board, but they got some more work to do right here. Let's see if it's Greg or Bryner. It looks like it's going to be Greg.
Yeah, so I heard Taylor saying, hey, it's your call. You have 1 inning left. It's your call. If you want to take the mound, take the mound. I got you the rest of the way. So I like the communication. His guy wants it. Let him go get it. I'm kind of the same way. If my guy's feeling it, leave him out there and let him go get it.
This is Brandon Gregg's 9th inning on the evening. That mercy in game number 2 proving to be somewhat effective because Gregg didn't have to come back out and throw the 5th. It saved these snappers an inning, which I referred to later, and now you get to see Brandon throw his 5th inning in this game, and he's been very effective this game. Taylor Bryner was not as effective in game number 1.
Yeah, much different conditions, though. The wind's probably blowing a third of what it was in game 1. Once that sun went down, the wind kind of died down. It's still a pretty windy night if you get the ball up high in the air, but there's no free home runs right now like there was in game 1 where if you just got it in the air, it was a home run.
Yep, you're right. You can still hit you're not going to get robbed of a home run tonight if you put a good swing on it. It's going to get out, but again, there are no cheap ones left here anymore. Michael Dean hit a home run that was certainly an infield pop fly in game 1. That's a hard hit ball. Caps can't get it. It took a little bit of a right on him or a left on him, and it was a tough play. It was hit hard.
Yes.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, so that's what they needed. They need to get this lineup turned over. They want to get Hicks and Gannon and at bat in this inning.
2 more guys on base to bring that tying run to the plate. McDowell swings over the top of a screwball. Yeah, we do have a home run derby once a year. We used to have it after every season, and we may still. I'm not sure it's been fully discussed, but the top 8 home run hitters in the league are eligible to play in that home run derby. I believe Taylor Bryner won 1. I believe Adam Tannick won 1, and I believe Tom Gannon won 1.
I know our guy
That's
Nick Sansone was doing it in flip-flops.
He doesn't have enough time, but he makes the throw anyways. I think it was wide, but either way, it's over the time. I see 5-3-2 here. Warfield also puts a thumb up saying it was over his clock. I expect the stopwatches here to be .08 is the number I'd like. I'd like all 3 stopwatches within a .08 window. And we're pretty successful with that most of the time when we have our top 10 guys out here umpiring.
Yep.
I don't think you should believe in me to hit a home run this season.
If he plays in this win and he gets more than one at bat, maybe there's a chance.
Nah, there's not a chance, Brad. I'm not hitting no home runs. I'm an owner now.
Yeah.
Owner manager. That's my value. An announcer. That's a home run, though, I think, and it is! Michael Dean, a 2-run blast! And there's 2 in the 4th and 2 in the 5th. And the Vipers are clawing back into this one. Michael Dean having a great night here at Hideaway Field. 6-4.
Yeah, Michael Dean getting involved in the bottom of the lineup. Doesn't have a big bat, not known for his bat, known for his defense, but with Keegan going down, and no Tannic, they had to find somebody in the 5-hole, so...
All right, Brandon Gregg better get to the grind here. He doesn't want anybody on base for Hicks at the top of this lineup. Nope, he can't get it in time. Foul ball. He didn't play that in time. And you saw the ball land in fair ground. You see the cheap line out there. That cheap line plays exactly like the first and third base lines. Although it landed fair by the time Brandon got his hands on it, it was already skipped and not in the field of play anymore. Good take by Flenty there. Tough pitch. Good screwball.
Justin, get hot here. Get a base hit and get to the top of this lineup. Anything's possible.
Good screwball again. This one does find the pipe. Flenty takes a cut at it, but couldn't quite reach. Big out there as Hicks does not represent the tying run just yet. But even just getting a couple more guys on base here for the Vipers is a big deal, so Hicks has to come up again in the 6th inning. That's when the game is going to be decided.
So they get Hicks up. Base hit brings the tying run to the plate in Tom Gannon.
Yep. Hicks hits one hard, and Caps can't get it. Bryner does get it before it hits the wall, so it's just a single. Tying run to the plate here in Gannon, lefty on lefty. I'm thinking this might be Greg's last batter.
Yeah, I think he's going to get an out here. But, again, it might be one batter too late. I'd almost let him be nasty. If he gets a walk, he gets a walk. But be nasty. You don't have to throw a strike here.
Correct. You can't give in to Gannon at any point here. Gannon takes a swing. That pitch might have been up. I couldn't tell, but it's 0-2.
Don't let the slight stature fool you. Tom Gannon is a power hitter. Well, Taravella's back. He's back.
Fair weather fan.
Oh, good take.
Good pitch, and Gannon does lay off. That was
Spits on that 59.
Yep, just in. Brandon going to come back with a screwball, I guarantee right now. It's 1-2. Greg kicks and deals. It looked like it was hot. I don't think it was a screwball. It might have been, though. It's tougher to throw those screwballs to the lefties, as I said earlier. You can see him moving over to that third base side of the rubber a little bit to help it out. Oh, and Gannon waves at a screwball. Greg gets through the 5th. He's out of innings here tonight, so he's going to have to give that ball to Bryner for the 6th. Let's see if the Snappers can get an insurance run or two. They may need it.
I think they're going to need it. I mean, one, you still got Tavano, McDowell, and Dean has shown home run power twice tonight. This game is not over. They're going to have to get at least one run here to even feel remotely safe. 2 runs is not going to be enough, I don't think.
Hicks up 5th next inning. So they'll need to get 2 guys on base, actually 3 guys on base to get him up. And we'll see if that can happen.
And Taylor hasn't pitched in about 2 hours.
You're right.
So if he can't find it, I don't think they're going to be anybody taking a walk, but I can see a lot of stop signs going up. He gets a 3-ball count.
Yeah, right. I've made a big deal about that many times. It's difficult to throw game 1, and then all of a sudden, you're done at 6:40, and then here comes 8:40, and now you got to come back in and pitch. How's the arm feeling? I mean, I think Bryner's a guy that can handle it.
For sure, yeah. There's a lot of guys, top-tier guys can handle it. You just worry about them not finding it in the first 6 pitches. They might struggle a little bit. The bullpen has not been used a whole lot this year. Go out and get a couple of pitches because these guys are valuable. They're in the field.
Good take by Wilson. See if Wilson can get it on base here somehow. I feel like leadoff batters on base score 60% of the time or even more on some nights. Wilson hits one deep. It's going to be in the yard, I think, and McDowell ranges over, makes a good little play there. First out for Gannon. He's retired all 7 batters he's faced here. Snapper's unable to tack on a very good move in the 4th to get back to the mound for Gannon, settle this game down and give his team a chance to fight back. There's that high slider he's been living on tonight. Again, Manny, 2 home runs off of Gannon tonight.
Yeah, he hasn't given up a hit since his return.
Manny steps out of the box, regroups, gets back in, and Gannon kicks and deals 0-2. Bounces one in there. See if Manny can get this count evened up and get a pitch he can handle. Gannon with no walks yet, so does not have to give in here in the last inning. His 9th inning of work also right now, Tom Gannon. Tries to throw that drop in. It doesn't come down in time, and now the count is even. Expect a good pitch here. Just barely gets a piece, and Gannon does get the ball in time inside the field of play. And Gannon has retired all 8 batters he has faced.
Yeah, and again, only 1 ball hit to the outfield. That was that fly ball you saw hit by J-Dub, and he can get there. Again, I like their chances here. I don't think 1 run's going to be enough. 2 runs are going to be enough.
Gannon really showing his prowess out there. In game number 1, he struck out 15 batters, and now he's retired 8 with only 1 strikeout this game, getting a lot of weak contact and infield action for his team. Gets a quick strike on Harley. Look for his 2nd strikeout here. Good take by Harley. Tom checks the swing. Chris Warfield calls it no swing. Michael Dean tries to draw the call by running off the field. Love the gamesmanship. Harley barely able to check his swing there. He'll get to see a 1-2 pitch from Gannon way in the back of the batter's box.
He really wanted to swing at that last pitch. I can tell you that.
You can see those guys that are in the back of the batter's box. You think that they're vulnerable to the outside corner, but they're not. They want the ball out there so they can just punch it the other way. Ryan Roosh comes to mind as well. You can really jam up Ryan on the inside, and if you throw it outside, he seems to hit it hard and over the fence frequently. Harley hits that one. Ton of spin. Can Hicks hold it? He kind of can. He's got to make a throw from deep. He does. It's in time. What a play by Hicks. And the Vipers need 2 to play some more wiffle ball tonight.
Yeah, and he's going to start with Mark Tavano, who's had a great night tonight, and then right to Kenny McDowell. So guys that are looking to clock in on this game, get to the roll this lineup over. They need 2 base runners. They need 2 guys on base to get to the top of the order. And, wow, they don't go Taylor Bryner here. They go J-Dub.
Whoa, Taylor actually said out loud to Greg, I got you, and now somehow they've decided to put Wilson on the mound. Let's see how his arm is feeling. He only faced, I believe, 3 batters.
Yeah, 3 batters. So
walked 2 of them, and that was his whole pitching performance for the night. And now he's coming in a big pressure spot, series on the line, 2-run lead, save situation. Who's up? 3-hole.
Mark Tavano, Kenny McDowell, Michael Dean.
All right, they need a base runner. That's the first order of business. Get somebody on base, preferably second base. Keep that double play out of order. Give themselves a few chances to get one out of here and tie this up. Want to get Hicks back to the plate with a chance to win this game.
If Hicks bats, I think that the Vipers win. If Hicks doesn't bat, obviously they wouldn't win. But if he gets to the plate, I think they win the game.
Actually, they could win. They can hit home run, home run, home run, and they win.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying it won't.
All 3 guys here have the home run power, though. I think Dean has 3 home runs tonight. You said 2. I think it might be 3. I think he hit 2 coming into this one, and he just hit another.
No, he's got the triple.
Oh, that's right. That was a triple. Okay, so 2 home runs for Tavano, 2 home runs for Dean. I'm not sure McDowell has one, though. He's got to find a way on base. Oh, he throws that slow curve to the inside. Tavano groans as it hits the zone, and it's 1-2. What's up, Big Dan? That's hit hard. TB right there. Oh, no, it gets through him. An error by Jesus himself on the wiffle field. Don't see that very often. I'm not sure I've ever seen that, Brad.
Yeah, so he hit a knuckleball to him that moved at least 4 feet, at least once, maybe twice. What a great swing by Tavano. And now can McDowell do some damage?
Tying run to the plate. McDowell hits one down the line. It's hard. It's off the wall. And the tying run moves into scoring position with nobody out here for the Vipers in the 6th.
So, with that being said, Hicks is going to bat. They can't get a double play. They can get a triple play. They'll walk in a triple play. So, I mean, it's still a chance he doesn't bat, but
since we've never had a triple play before, we're going to say he's probably going to bat.
he's going to bat this game. That's dangerous.
We had a triple play attempted a couple of nights ago, but the time ended up being like 5-5 or 5-6 on that third out. Really tough to turn 3. It's got to be as tailor-made as can be with a couple of good throws. Here's Dean. He can walk it off, but not with that swing.
Yeah, you need somebody to hit one right at a GK with, somebody like Hicks or somebody playing with a good arm at second base.
Snappers reeling a little bit here, trying to settle things down, see if they can get that first out. If they can get these next 2 guys out, they can walk Hicks. Not that going after Gannon is any picnic, but the way Hicks has been swinging the last couple of innings. Wilson evens the count at 2-2.
So Michael Dean, a notorious tough eye. He'll foul off. He'll spoil good pitches.
2-2 pitch to Dean. He hits one. He doesn't get a very good swing. Wilson makes a good play, a good throw. He has one of the 3 required outs to close this game down.
And then Burley coming in for Justin. Burley, again, a guy who will make you throw strikes. He's not going to swing anything bad. He's got several seasons of Taco League, so he's not unfamiliar with all these guys.
He does look like a very patient hitter up there tonight, Brad. I do agree with you. He's been looking for pitches that he can handle. This one might be one right here on 1-1. He can handle it. He hits it. Bryner dives and catches it this time. Bryner, his second layout of the night, gets the second out of the final inning. And here is Justin Hicks. What are they going to do with him? Conversation will commence.
You have to walk him.
I think maybe you do. I mean, maybe you try and put him on. There it is. You're not lying. That's Wilson's first walk. And now they're discussing who's going to come get Gannon. I think Bryner's the guy to come do it. Let's see if Wilson can keep his case and fight for that mound right now. I think he might want to hand it over to Taylor.
I don't like that. I would almost, if you're going to walk him, walk Gannon too.
Chris Warfield, first base umpire, doing his job, walking out, breaking up that meeting.
Wow. They did not walk him. Okay, no walk. They're going to pitch to him.
I thought I heard somebody say put him on, but and he ran to first. So, but I don't know.
Well, Manny was the one saying walk him.
Oh,
so
okay.
we take that with a grain of salt, folks. We know exactly who we're dealing with.
Although Manny has been a lot more behaved over the last couple of seasons now.
Manny's great.
As he's picked up the rules. He is great. He's had a good night here. Good pitch by Wilson. Going to stay hard to Hicks here.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to pitch. This is the intentional walk.
I think once you get the 2-1, I think you just go ahead and put the 4 fingers up. I don't think you try and throw 2-1 pitches to him. Seems like the spot to just put him on right now. Can't give him anything to hit. And you almost can't throw a strike here, so why try? Oh, you can throw a strike if you do that, though, Brad.
That was nasty.
That was beautiful. Wilson trying to throw his absolute best pitches here, and he's 1 strike away from the Snappers winning this series, moving to 15-18, climbing out of the cellar slowly but surely. Vipers came in at 16-14. They're sitting 17-15 right now. Wilson 2-2 pitch to Hicks. It's not competitive, and we're full. Let's see what Wilson's going to do here on 3-2. Game on the line. Wilson licks his fingers. Hicks back in the box. Wilson kicks and deals 3-2. It's a good pitch. It's by him, and Wilson does it. He strikes out Hicks and the Snappers and probably have won this series tonight. Great night by Brandon Gregg. Great night by Taylor Bryner. Woo!
Wow. Again, so this is another great series. I mean, the last night you had all the fireworks and the come from behind and the come from behind. Here we had some drama. I mean, 2 teams not at 100%, neither team at 100%, but both trying to fight to get into that playoff relevancy. And the Snappers stay hot.
Pull that pole down for us, please.
TB7, Ryan Murphy, J-Dub, Brandon Gregg, Jesse Capps. I think it's going to go with Taylor Bryner running away with it.
Murphy deserves some votes here. Oh, Taylor is running away with it, though.
Well, then I will go get him for you.
Sounds wonderful. PLW Nation, what a night. Every time I end up in this booth, we get 3 competitive games, although game 2 wasn't competitive, but it was certainly a lot of fun with the Snappers hitting 10 home runs in game number 2. I think they had about 17 home runs tonight. I'm certain that's a PLW record. Did we get more than 21 home runs tonight is the question. We had 21 last night. What a couple of nights of wiffle ball action. I got Taylor Bryner coming up to the booth. If you guys got some questions for him, go ahead, get him up there, highlight those messages, and we'll catch them for you. Mr. Bryner, TB7. Well, let's start negative. What happened on that line drive out there, man? Knuckling?
Oh, I don't even feel bad about missing that. It felt like it was swirling as it came in, and I was like, I just got to stay in front of it and keep it here at the very least.
It looked like you were going to grab it, but yeah, that looked like a tough one. That would look like a Sandy Juan pitch at about 90 coming at you.
Yeah, he had tacoed it, so it was folded. So it wasn't just knuckling. It was like dancing in the air. If you watch my hands, I think I literally have just wide-eyed, just keep it in front of you attitude.
All right, man. Well, you guys hit some home runs tonight. I think it's 17 home runs, 10 home runs in game 2. What's going on out there? Where'd this offense come from? We were questioning your offense 2 weeks ago like it just didn't exist, and now tonight, holy cow.
Well, there's a lot of stuff that I think the viewers don't see, a lot of people don't see, but these guys work hard. Wilson, Murph, Manny, they're out here working, grinding all the time. So I'm not surprised at all that the bats are starting to come around. All of them have put in better and better swings these last few series, so it's just a matter of time. And lucky for us, it seems like everybody clicked into place at the same time today. It was great.
6-4 going into the last inning there. Brandon Gregg out of innings on the night, and it's between you and Wilson. How did you make that call?
Honestly, I just feel like Wilson's been throwing better than me recently. His stuff is nasty, and I want him in those high-pressure situations. I feel like he's well built for it, especially pitching. And the more comfortable he gets there, the more dangerous we become.
What happened in game 2? He was really working that arm out there. We weren't sure if he was going to go back out there.
Yeah, we're not sure. He thinks that he just pinched a nerve up in there, but he said that he said it went completely numb for a sec, like his whole shoulder. He couldn't feel it, and so he just had to kind of stretch it out, kind of air it out for a little bit. But the longer time went on, the better he felt. I'm positive he's going to feel that tomorrow, though. That's going to be sore.
Oh, I believe that. And 15 and 18 snappers now. You guys kind of found the basement in the standings a month ago.
Yeah.
You've been climbing out, I think, maybe 8-4, maybe 9-3 even in your last 12. But all of a sudden, playoffs are actually realistic. I believe you've got your average up over 300 now. Things are coming together here in the middle of the season. You think you can get there, playoffs?
Oh, yeah. We're planning on being in the playoffs. Expect to see the Snappers to the championship. It's what we always do.
Yeah.
And this year, we're taking our second one.
You're winning the championship there. Did you watch that series last night between the Ones and the Vaders?
Not worried.
Not worried. I was worried. And those two teams were locked in last night. You guys locked in tonight. A whole bunch of home runs. Wind conditions great in game 1, of course, and that they died down, but you guys didn't really die down. You just kept driving the ball.
Yeah.
You guys
good.
Seeing Kenny McDowell pretty well, it looked like out there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely saw his stuff well, and we could see that he was struggling to throw strike, so just get in behind, attack the pitches he throws when he's over the plate. But yeah, felt good. Felt good to get those bats rolling today for sure.
Oh, we got a first-time chat there. Let's say hello to him. I can't read the name, though. Taco Tuesday, first-time chat. Love to see it after the night's over. You guys, make sure you're tuning in every night at 6 p.m., Monday through Friday. We got amazing players, such as this gentleman to my left here, as good of a medium-pitch wiffle ball player that this country has ever seen. And you got to tune in. You can't miss these games. The games have been incredible these last few weeks, and they're going to get more intense as this season rolls.
Absolutely. And I see a question here from a viewer asking when Weber's coming back. And honestly, the doctor said 4 months, but I don't know if you guys know Weber, but I doubt that he'll take that long. So I expect him to be back in the next couple months, month, 6 weeks, something like that. I'm sure he'll be back out here swinging, at least doing something. Just a matter of time.
Yeah, you got a little bit of an advantage at being wiffle ball. And, if you want to get back in Major League Baseball after being hurt, you better be 90% if you want to compete out there. But with no running out here and a little bit lighter of an atmosphere, you can be 60% and start to mix yourself back in.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I still feel like I'm still playing at less than 100%. I mean, it's doable here for sure.
It is. It's a tough league for sure. And you saw that trying to go with the one hand and realizing that you're at 40%. It's going to be tough to put up some real numbers out here. Pitching's got so tough. But tonight... Yeah. You guys looked really good. How about that ball Hicks hit here? Did Manny really touch
man.
that at second base?
No, he said he just missed it. He said it went right like past his hand. So he felt it go by. It was so close he could have touched it, and it still went over.
That was
Yeah, that
impressive.
was blistered.
Several impressive home runs here
Boy,
tonight.
he's a scary hitter, though.
Ryan Murphy tonight really stepping up, showing some power. 4 home runs, I think, maybe 5.
He hit 4 today. He hit 2 in the last series. We knew Ryan Murphy could do this. That's why we brought him on.
Yeah, you had a lot of confidence in him, just sticking him in that 2-hole, and he struggled the first maybe series that you had him there, but you stuck with it, and he's really paying dividends for you guys right now.
Yeah, and I mean, struggling to hit on Tom the first time you've ever seen him, completely understandable. So, yeah, he did absolutely everything we needed him to do today.
Well, life after Weber looking up a little bit right now, and the Snappers, again, 15 and 18 in the thick of things. You're going to have to probably go about 13 and 8 for the rest of the season, maybe 14 and 7, and that could be enough. You got the Lightning 6 times. You got the Warbirds
that's
left. So those are the 2 teams that are way down in the standings, and if you guys can find a 7-2 against that lower half, you could be right in the thick of things.
Yep, we're just fine. Just got to get into 5th place.
Taylor Bryner, everybody, thanks a lot, man. Great
Thank you,
player.
Chad.
Love watching you play out here.
Thank you.
Love this sport. Love this league. Thanks to everybody out here tonight. Cody Runnels, Kyle and Jen Lohman, Chris Warfield, my color guy, Brad Ogden, Switch producer from home, Nick Davila, Adam Tanik for creating this wonderful league.
Absolutely.
Thanks, everybody. PL Nation. Have a great day. Chad out. Tomorrow night, Bombers Night Owls. Tune in 6 p.m.